Welcome back to the One Predator podcast.
All right. Well, we're back at it.
Welcome back to the circus.
Oh, this is going to be a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, it's already starting now. We didn't even hit play. Oh, shit.
No, recorders go.
Okay.
It's Carl and I again, as usual. We're joined by two very special guests.
Very special.
We got Cousin Chip
Cousin Chip is here.
and Tony the Gun Guy.
Tony, yeah.
What's happening?
Don't mind him. His shit's falling apart.
Oh, my goodness.
He's got the giggles.
So
anyway,
we're going to, our season here in New York has ended now.
it's over.
We went out last Sunday for a couple last stands, trying to grab one more before midnight.
Yeah, two more. That's what we needed.
Well, two more, yeah.
Swing and a miss.
Multiple swings.
Yeah. First stand, there was a couple shots at one. He probably ran 3 counties over.
Yeah.
A couple?
Yeah.
I said 3.
Listen, that dog's swimming the Hudson River right now looking for refuge.
You went back to the den with some seriously good stories.
A little PTSD.
If anybody's local to us, they heard that.
Yeah. So, I guess we'll get started. Which one of you two wants to go first?
What do you
ahead,
shoot?
Tony.
How long?
You want me to go
Yeah,
first?
Tony,
Yes,
go
sir.
first.
Yeah.
How long
So-
you been hunting coyotes, Tony?
I started December 26, 2019.
I think I got a
That's
picture of that.
Oddly specific.
Well, it's because we were together.
Yeah,
And I remember it.
I called a
And
double
it,
for
and
him.
it ended up costing me a hell of a lot of money.
Lucky Pecker.
Hey,
On,
isn't that a common story among everyone? Amongst
yes.
everyone we talk
Yeah.
to.
Him and
everybody.
Mr. Dolan.
Yeah, Rusty, of course.
Yep.
That was, we called a double on a woodpecker 5 minutes in, and
How many did you get?
one. But
Oh,
we,
yeah,
hurt,
okay.
we hurt him real bad.
Well, there was two that came out.
Yeah.
One came down and it caught a 178 grain jacketed hollow point from a 308.
Yeah.
Started with a 308.
That's
With
what
a
I had
light
in the beginning,
on
yeah.
It was intense. But woof, that thing went. And I was like, okay, so it's trying to crawl away. He smoked it. Blew the front legs right off.
The guts
no.
are gone.
It's trying to crawl up the bank. Well, I had the OG, and I just started laying lead at it, you
Yep.
know? And then Rusty shot. It was, oh, my God. We got pictures of it. That thing was bloody. It was a nice dog, though. It was
What
a
do you
big
think?
dog.
Was that by chance in Fallujah?
No.
Oh,
Benghazi.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just figured all the shots fired.
Oh, man.
It had to have been someplace good.
It was a good. After that, you've been hooked ever since.
Bad.
So
Very
you
bad.
started with a 223 in the beginning.
Well, it was a 308 the first season,
Yeah.
Remington. And then the following year I went to the 223. And then
With lights, right?
the light with the first year.
Yeah.
The Wraith was the second year.
Oh, that's
and then
right.
I went to the Thermal. There's been 2 seasons now
With the 243.
with the 243.
Another cheater.
You're outnumbered tonight, 3-1.
You
so.
are.
That's okay.
They
Definitely
don't,
are.
They
I'm
don't,
coming
they don't
over.
like that.
I'm coming over to the dark side next year.
You
All
should.
right.
It's
Yeah.
going to be the 2.0 version.
Yeah.
So
So now you run thermal, 243,
Pulsar.
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 Always Pulsar.
Always.
Yeah, Pulsar. Pulsar merger binoculars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
He's a high roller.
58 grain.
I'd like to interrupt you just for a moment. The reason why you have all these toys is because you take my wallet every time I walk into your store. I'd have to say, out of all these guys here, what have we spent? 30 grand on
bet you
more
would.
than that.
I don't even
Well, you
want
gotta
to.
be more.
Don't even
Yeah,
wanna put
well,
a
I
number
know
on it.
myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I've exceeded well over
This-
10 just with my
this is
first
bad.
gun that I bought
Yeah.
from you.
And
This
then
is bad.
we actually got another little cousin into it. He came up, dropped a couple.
Yeah,
You got everything in one shot except for the rifle. He already had it.
yeah.
What's he shooting?
He's 223.
Yeah.
But it's that Mini 14 style, right? Isn't that what you told
I
me?
can't remember what he had it on.
I thought he had it on a bolt.
He's got it on a 223 bolt.
I thought he had it on a bolt, but I could be
I
wrong.
told
Maybe
him
a
with
Savage.
the way the gun laws are here in New York, just to leave that puppy at home. And,
Yeah.
I don't
So-
know. Hey, if you know how to work a bolt action,
You can.
you can make it sound like an AR.
We have videos to prove it.
Yes, we do.
So
That poor dog. I really feel bad. All right, Chip, you're up. When did you start? I don't even remember.
Let's see. My cousin injected me for the first time. It would be the 22-23 season. I went out with my 243 and a red light.
Yep.
Went down to my farm. He
we
hit
see
that
any?
collar, and we brought in 2 dogs right away.
Did we shoot? I can't remember.
I said, CJ, I'm going to take the shot. It's too far. It's 200 yards. It's too far.
Oh,
Yeah.
So as they made it up to 350, 400 yards,
should've
he's
shot.
like, we should have shot.
I thought I could
So,
pull him. I thought I could pull him. I was wrong.
That was the beginning.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
that was
and-
like 5 minutes in. They come from behind that white barn down
You
off
know.
the hill.
when it happens quick, you're like,
Yeah. What? Here, yeah.
Well, that's it. I mean, my heart started pounding.
Your heart's
I mean,
pounding.
it was like having the biggest deer of my life, like in front of me,
Yeah, it's
and
just
I'm
a
sitting
coyote.
there with the.
It's when they run in, when you see their eyes
Yeah.
coming, you're like,
well, that's
oh
all you
my
can
God.
see with the red lights, or you're watching 2 red dots bouncing to you, and you're like, oh, okay, here we
Yeah,
go.
It's party time.
yeah.
Let's make this a party.
So, probably pretty much the next day,
Yeah.
I went up. I saw Tony at Guns Inc. I handed him my wallet.
Yeah. Buy
I
one,
bought
try
a
once.
I bought a Radical Arms and a Wraith,
Yeah.
and
Wraith. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then yours froze up.
yeah, we were on a hunt, and
Froze.
it
With
wouldn't
the red
turn
screen.
on, and we had some funny noises going on behind
yeah,
us.
that's
CJ
right.
had his AR turned around, and
Yeah.
I mean he had his handgun out too for close quarters.
It ended up being
And
a
I'm sitting
mouse.
there with a scope that
Yeah.
won't turn on, and I've got my gun turned around, just ready to lay a blanket of fire out.
What's amazing to me is how loud those little mice are in the leaves behind you when you're standing on
Yeah,
a tree
it was a
line.
mouse.
It was a mouse.
It was
yeah.
a mouse. It was like an elephant mouse.
Yeah. He almost got murdered, like really bad.
Well, the trees almost got taken down.
Really bad. It sounded like a Sasquatch coming through the
It
wall.
really did.
I
It was
know.
amazing how loud it was.
Yeah.
He's like,
It
you
really
hear
was.
that?
I
You hear
kept
that?"
saying, yeah, I took my headset off. I thought there was a bear coming up behind us. I was getting a little worried.
Nassau. I'm in Nassau at the beginning of the season, and I'm sitting there on top of a tree line on a horse farm, and I hear behind me, and I'm like, and I hear,
Are you sure it wasn't Josh? Like in his favorite
10
field?
millimeter Glock is out. I'm looking around. I'm like, oh Lord and baby Jesus.
What is that?
I'm like,
I don't know why you get like freaked out when you're out there, but it just happens.
I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to leave this hill and I'm going to go someplace else so that Mr. Bear doesn't come out and decide.
Was it a horse?
No, it was a bear.
It was a bear?
It was a bear.
We
I
heard
kinda,
one. We
I kind
heard
of
one
chalk
on
it up to our primitive instinct where we used to get eaten by things.
Yeah.
We heard
Yeah.
one.
In the
Oh,
dark. Yeah.
Well, yeah, when we were at the bottom of the food chain.
Yeah. It's the whole thing that you could get eaten. But listen,
I
if
don't
he-
want to
if
be a
he-
Netflix special.
Nah, if he's gonna, if I'm gonna turn into a murder mystery, he's gonna hurt real bad, real bad. I mean, he might live, and I probably won't, but he's gonna hurt real bad,
Oh yeah.
real bad.
But anyway, back on the subject. From
Now-
there, I handed Tony my wallet yet again,
Yeah.
and he ordered me a Savage Apex Predator,
Oh yeah, I remember.
chambered in 243.
Cheater.
And then on top of that, we topped it with a nice Pulsar Thermion. And
Pulsar. Just happened.
It just
you just got to. You just have
just
to.
happens.
It's the only place I know or the only scope I know. You're out there all night.
No
and
problems.
You don't even really go through a battery.
Nope. No.
Doesn't
I've
matter
been
how
out
cold it is.
10 hours.
Yeah.
We did that hunt for Crana last year.
Yeah.
Or no, 2 seasons back. I got out at 6. I came home at like 4, and I still had 3/4 of my internal battery.
Right.
Yeah. Those things.
So when you got to your internal, is what you're saying.
Yeah, but people are like,
I've
"Oh, they
definitely
don't
been-
last." I'm like, I don't know what you're
definitely
talking
been on
about.
the internal on some of our longer nights.
Really?
I've made it to the internal.
Oh, yeah.
But
Yeah.
you put yours in sleep mode.
No.
I don't.
Oh, I don't.
I never do.
Oh, you
Mine's
don't?
on. Mine's ready to rock.
Well,
It's
because we
always
keep
on.
getting jumped. You know, in the later part of the season, we were getting
Yeah.
jumped by dogs that were just showing up. You know, like real fast.
Yeah.
And you didn't have time for
The
that.
beginning of the season, they come out and they're stupid,
Right.
which is awesome.
Right.
It's like, hey guys, I'm
Hey,
right
I'm
here.
here. Wait a minute, I
look at me.
recognize you.
We can take
Uh-oh.
selfies before we shoot them.
Yeah.
Hold our phones up. Take selfies. Look at this Kyle pup. Look at him. Hey.
First year.
Right. So, yeah. I put the needle in everybody's arm. Sorry. Not
Did a
sorry.
great
You're
job.
not sorry.
It's fine. It's all good. Well, just to justify our pulsar obsession, Tony, you've run other scopes.
Yeah.
So
Other thermal scopes.
I'm lucky enough that with the shop that we've had other stuff come in, and I've taken a look through Pard. Not bad for the money. I ran a Rix, and my complaint about the Rix was other than the fact the battery life is terrible. You're changing batteries every 2 hours. Anybody that tells you different's lying to you.
Yeah.
Down south, maybe that works, but up
Again,
here in
so
the
it's like a
cold,
wraith.
not up here in
yeah,
the cold.
cold.
It just drains them. Unless you get maybe a better rechargeable battery.
Yeah, but you went out and bought battery specific brand new.
I bought
for-
brand new Phoenix batteries.
Do they have an internal cell on
No.
them as well, like the
No.
Pulsar?
No,
No, they
So-
have one. They have.
So
So,
when
that's
you're
the
done,
problem.
you're done.
Well, so they have a plug-in
You
for
the
an external
auxiliary
battery,
battery,
pack, so
yep.
it's not bad. But I will say about them, in bad weather conditions, we went out and I could still see. You could still see really well with Black Hot. Black Hot seems to work better when it's really humid
Yeah.
and raining, regardless of what unit it is.
See, I don't run the rain.
So
And,
always
no,
run white
Not
hot.
really.
We don't run thermals though either, but
Well, scanning we do. I
yeah,
gotta say,
as soon as there's water in the air with those things, that's it. You
Yeah.
gotta-
No,
but you got to
we-
play with your color palette, your contrast. You
Yeah,
get,
yeah.
You get it to clear.
We,
up.
I mean, pouring rain, not much snow because we didn't get any snow this year.
well, we did during the tournament,
Yeah, with the blizzard.
Which tournament?
The
the last
one.
coyote
Boston's?
tournament. Yeah,
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't
I
do
really
it. had my
felt for
kids.
you guys when I was sitting on my couch looking out the window.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure
I
you
could
did.
hear the wind blowing at
Well,
40
the
miles
first-
an hour,
The house is
10
creaking.
degrees, wind
Everybody-
chill of like negative 45.
Yeah,
Everybody's
Gotta
sending me
go.
photos of coyotes, and I'm sitting there, and I'm in next to the fireplace, and my kids are like, "What's that, Daddy?" "Oh, nothing. My friends are just out there freezing to death."
Yep. I
was
said,
bad.
you know what?
Thursday night was off. Thursday night was fire, man. It was
Yeah, it
perfect
was
conditions.
great. But then it just
Friday,
went
Saturday.
straight downhill.
I went out Sunday morning during the day back here and put Roy out in the middle of the field. to
Yeah,
play.
you called me, and I
Yeah.
told you, just go out there and throw a rabbit on, see what happens.
just see what happens. I sat out there till just about weigh-in time. But
Well, I mean, you're talking about going out coyote hunting like that. You were sitting in a fully stocked deer stand with a snack dispenser.
I didn't turn the heat on though.
He didn't turn the heat on.
I
He's
didn't
such a
turn the heat
rebel.
I didn't. Wow, I just didn't. You know the extra.
Had to
snow.
rough it.
Yeah. I wanted to be really in it to win it.
Listen, you just need a hammer and some nails. You can have whatever you want. right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But all right, do we want to talk about last weekend?
Oh, my
Oh.
God. So season's over.
That
So-
last weekend was a roller coaster. Like
Well, you
last
guys
Sunday was a
went
roller
out-
coaster.
Saturday night.
Yeah.
I did not.
I took the
went out.
boys on a venture up a mountain.
Yeah,
We got to the point like
God.
you know, my
dying.
hunting partner, since I'm the oldest here, my hunting partner he's a great guy. He's about 61 years old, and
He was trailing behind me.
was he?
Yes.
Yeah, right. He's in way better shape than you are.
No way, dude. I look back and wait for him.
So I got up to the top of this hill where we got to the field, and
Chippy runs
I
like
had
a
to
fucking
turn
man.
around with my thermal to
Look
see
for
where
it.
these guys were.
I'm scanning on the way up, though.
Well, yeah.
He's hard charging up the
There's
hill.
no reason to scan going up this hill. It's a cliff. All right, like it's straight up, probably around 50-degree angle going up, and it's about 100
So
yards
the
up.
field down south that we go in and we walk up that's
Yeah.
a pretty hit.
Yeah, yeah.
It's worse than that.
worse than that.
Oh, worse than that. And
Oh,
somebody
jeez.
played around with a bulldozer there, so
it's wet.
it's mucky.
No.
No, it wasn't CJ. It was the landowner.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I mean, that one, we did manage to call something in. We had a little bit of a headphone
Malfunction.
malfunction. Where,
Well,
one of the headphones were in aux, and the
Yeah.
wind was blowing at 30
Oh, it was
miles an
keying
hour. It
like
kept
aux,
keying it in.
What
And then you
night was
can't-
that?
That was Saturday night, I believe.
Friday night, the wind was real bad.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah,
Because
we-
I went out
yeah,
Friday,
yeah.
Saturday,
We shot a
and
dog
Sunday.
Friday night.
Yeah,
Huh?
we did.
We shot a dog Friday night. We did.
I mean, we managed.
Late, right?
No, it was like 12:30.
Yeah.
That is late.
That's late. Listen,
That's
you got to
later.
understand. There's you guys, and then there's us guys. We're
Yeah.
the old guys.
When I'm rolling into bed at 5 a.m.
Yeah. See, no.
It was a gauntlet the last week because
Yeah.
well, we had a small competition going with Steve.
Yeah.
Because we were tied for so long, and I just couldn't go down without a fight.
Well, you guys kept going back and forth.
Yeah, we would tie, and then I pull
You'd
ahead,
go up,
tie,
and then he'd
pull
tie,
ahead.
and then he'd go ahead.
And then
he'd
he's
come
like, "You
back.
stopped answering me when he was texting me," and it had nothing to do with that. I just put my phone on
Well,
vibrate.
we were on stand, man.
Yeah.
I
mean,
like,
why- yeah, you
literally,
have to
we picked up. I've never seen anything like it. The stands, the tripods were flying in the back of the truck like harpoons.
That's
gonna
how it was.
Guns, the guns were just lobbed in the back.
Yeah, but that's how we
Nothing
do
in
it
a
with the
case.
tournament.
Yeah, that's.
I
the
mean,
tournament
that
is
was
chaos.
that was
Weekend?
so fast paced. Our last half hour of season,
That's awesome.
it was
man.
like 11,
love it.
11:30, man.
I love that.
CJ goes, "Come on, boys,
We gotta go.
wrap it up."
We're
Man,
done.
We were
We're done.
running for the
15
truck
minutes
with our
out.
guns.
We're done.
We
We're
did
out.
Friday night. I went out, saw one. It was a little too far off. Should have shot. Didn't. And then Saturday I went to Queeman's
You
Hollow.
should have took us Friday night. They would have never forgot you.
Yeah.
We went to Queeman's Hollow. And,
You don't know unless you try.
With I took Derek out and Mark, the guy that it was his property across the river.
Yeah.
Place is awesome.
Yeah.
There's no pressure. I'm just
So
telling you
go-
right now.
You just squeaking.
You
Did they
just
come
literally
out?
turn the call on. 2 minutes later, they come running down the mountain, walk out in front of you.
I don't know. That sounds
Move
that
to the
sounds like
next
a
stand,
coyote
go to the
hunter's
next
wet
one.
dream right there.
right.
Nobody
Go,
knows
and then,
that.
dude.
Oh, our area. is
Last
special.
stand we're at, there's 3 coyotes in the field, and I'm like, okay, buddy, get on it. It's yours.
Right.
But they were far. They were like 300 yards.
All
But-
day long.
Either way, it's a place.
get
I'm
'em
gonna,
close, I'll miss
I'm gonna
'em every
spend some
time.
quality time next year. More quality time, definitely.
Yeah, because I remember you saying, you were like, this is fire over here. He's texting me. He said, this place is great. And
I'm
like,
sending him. It feels like the
yeah,
first
the
time.
song.
And I just keep sending it and sending it.
And he's still shooting dogs. We shot one. We worked for that one.
Yeah.
It was bad, Wendy. I thought I had it
On
too, that
Saturday?
No,
Friday
Oh,
night. I thought I
Friday
had,
was terrible. Terrible.
That's why I thought I had it with Steve because he was like, "Oh man, I get the text. It's 32 mile an hour winds. I'm going in for tonight." And I tell Josh, I'm like, "We're staying out here."
You gotta.
So,
Did-
like, we got to shoot 2 coyotes tonight.
Have we talked? No, we didn't record after that, did we?
No,
Oh,
no,
So-
why?
oh, because I went swimming.
Oh yeah, yeah. So we go to the spot.
Josh
we
is
got.
officially part of the Polar Bear Club.
yeah, the polar bear
Trophies
club.
in the mail. It got
We go to the
lost.
spot I got, and we roll in there, and we're rolling down the road. Of course, it's the house right where I see him. There's 4 coyotes standing in this field. And I'm like,
Oh, just-
and this guy, he's like, don't even think about it. There's a house right here. And I'm like, I know, I see the house, but I know those people. So, you know,
That makes it okay.
it's okay.
It
We'll
doesn't
buy
make-
you a new
it
window.
Still doesn't make.
They
it
were
great.
across the street, not next to it. So we pull. I was like, you know, I'm like all disappointed. I'm like, fine. So I roll down and we pull up there and we park and we get out and we hike across this field and I'm watching them. They're on to us now. Wind's not in their face, but they know something's up. They saw the truck lights, whatever. So they start walking in the woods and I'm like, it's all right. We're gonna set up right here. It was bright.
Yeah.
And we set up by this tree, right under this little birch tree, and I start banging on the rabbit, and here it comes. And then it's coming in, and it's brushy, and I'm trying to follow it, and you know what night vision's like.
Oh,
with
yeah.
grass.
You get anything, any grass or anything that reflects
Flash.
that IR back
Yeah,
to
it's
you.
like boing.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So I'm trying to follow it, and I'm like, Josh, you can hear it in the video. I'm like, Josh, get your rabbit out. Blow on your rabbit. And he's trying to dig for it in his pocket. He couldn't find, you know, it's in his shirt, and he's like, I'm trying. I'm like, blow in the fucking rabbit. And this thing, so he starts blowing in. The coyote goes away, comes back out. He crosses up on us. He's looking around for it. He's trying to see what all the noise is about. And he's blowing. I still can't really. I can see like through the grass in front of him. Like I can see his body, but there's grass. And I'm like, he's got to move just a little more. And he pops out on this knoll, and I'm like, oh, he's done. I've dumped him right there. It was like 2-something.
Yeah, it was just over 200 yards, I think. Dropped him right in his tracks.
Just,
he didn't move.
Boom. Didn't go 20. So we go out to get it. There's water holes all around this field. And the only way you can know is like you got to know. Well, plus it's winter, so all the cattails are dead and busted and folded over, right? It's not like in the summer. You see a cattail sticking up, you're like, okay, there's water there, right? Don't go there. So we're walking, and I'm meandering. It's dark. We didn't have no lights on or nothing. I'm meandering through all these little water holes, and I look over, and he cuts out around me. He does like Ricky Bobby thing. He starts coming around me, and I'm like, Josh, don't go. And I couldn't. Gone. He was right, water over his. He starts swearing and cursing, screaming. I'm like, calm down. And he like, so when he falls back on his butt, like, you know, the grab it for whatever you can kind of stuff.
Oh, the world dropped right out from underneath me there.
I bet you that made you pucker a little bit, that cold water.
And the wind's blowing. It was cold.
Dude, it was nasty.
Yeah.
We hunted after that, though.
Man, Josh, you're a trooper, buddy.
He was ready to quit.
You're the man.
No, because what got me fired back up was getting that coyote.
Yeah, we didn't see nothing all night.
Nope. Well, we hadn't seen anything. Well, we'd seen them on and off, but nothing close enough to.
Well, every time you blew in a call, they were gone.
Yeah.
This thing actually came. That's how you know that they're not pressured.
Yeah.
Like, I blew on a rabbit, and boing, here he comes.
Was that rush call?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I have
we go
to get
out.
one.
Yeah, you
Rush
do.
rabbit.
I lace this thing up in my drag, sling it over my shoulder, and we huff it back to the truck.
They're sweating.
Oh, sweating bullets, man.
Cops roll by.
Yeah, cops go by. We're standing at the back of the truck, coyote on the ground.
Guns leaning there. True. Sheriff slows down, looks, keeps on going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, just them guys.
Yeah.
Well, he probably figured he was outgunned.
Right.
Yeah, you know, he's like, that's that CJ guy. He's good for 452 yards.
Yeah, 452. That's right. Well, I probably can't ever do it again now. But,
No, they know us though.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's the same truck everywhere as we go.
yeah. So next season will be different.
Yeah.
Yeah, next season we're gonna have banners hanging across the tailgate.
Well, I got my
Josh
truck
got
on the
his
road
truck
yesterday.
running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't have to drive no more.
Oh, you know what the best part about that is? Now we can leave like empty, jerky, freaking jerky things in the door. We
We'll
can
all do it.
put our
It doesn't
feet up
matter.
on the back of the seat.
Yeah.
You know,
There's something. You know what? You can hang on.
Getting
You can
flustered.
have your jerky in this truck
Yeah.
because the rear window rolls all the
way down.
Phew-wee. You all do it. Like I go hunting, I get up next morning, get my truck, and it's like there was a fucking party.
Like a frat party in there.
Yeah, my
I
truck.
don't leave my garbage in your
No,
truck.
he takes it out now because I tease him about it. Rusty's dip out cans. No, not
Snapple.
used, but like the cans that they come in.
Oh, I thought you
Snapple
said the
bottles.
spit can.
Snapple. Oh, he's great for the Snapple
Oh my
bottles.
god, he leaves one everywhere he goes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah. The one and only time he got my vehicle went with us.
Yeah,
The next morning I get up, there's 2 empty tea bottles in the back of the thing. I'm like, what is going on here?
He's like, that fucking Rusty. I'm like, I deal with
I was,
everything.
like, I was like, man, if it ain't one thing, it's another.
I just Saturday morning, I
I-
usually hit, or Sunday night, I'll hit the dumpster at the farm and just start lobbing shit out the window.
30-gallon bag of garbage.
Right.
Yeah, so we dragged this thing back to the truck, and that got me reinvigorated to keep on going. And even
I
wet,
figured he was cold. He's like, no, I'm good. Let's go. I'm like,
nope,
hey.
wet boots and all. Let's go.
Man, you're a rebel. I'll tell you what. I
So,
would have been like, take me home.
We have both feet, water over the boot.
Yeah, no, I would have been
That's
done.
bad.
And we
No,
wear the
all
tall
done.
ones.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're wearing like mucks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
insulated.
they filled right up.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah, and they hold water well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially
Oh,
when you get them wet on the inside.
It took all
Like a
of the
fish
next day
bowl.
to dry them out.
We wear those because the one time I went out, I left here when it was October.
Were you wearing your Crocs?
No, I didn't have Crocs then. That's my first pair of Crocs ever
Man.
in my 40s. Or I am 40, excuse me. And we leave here, I wore my friggin' work sneakers. They're just like a steel toe sneaker.
Like a Keen boot. Yeah.
Yeah, I use them when I help my brother with carpentry stuff because he gets mad when I wear my boots. But we got halfway across this field, and it was like I was walking in the ocean. They were soaked. Ever since then, that night on, I don't care if it's dry out there or not. I wear those tall boots.
Yep.
That field that we were talking about over the lease there.
Yes.
So I went out there with Zach like 3 seasons back.
Yeah.
He goes, "Oh yeah, it's all frozen. You're good to go." I got these boots on. I make it about 200 yards out, and I went straight down into something over my ankles.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something right now. I feel your pain.
Yeah.
I stayed out there, but I walked back. I looked like the Tin Man. He was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I can't feel my feet."
Froze.
Like you, oh yeah. The following day, I went to the Army Navy store. I'm like, "You got mucks? I need the biggest muck you got." You got
Tractor
waders?
store, buddy.
You got
Tractor
waders?
store.
Yeah. You got to wear tall boots. With
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's nothing like them. Your feet
Definitely.
don't get wet.
Even when we do the rabbit hunting and we
Yes.
walk 10 miles a
Well,
day.
the ticks too, man.
Yeah, well, the last one was warm, yeah.
Yeah,
But
the ticks.
Yeah,
It
like,
doesn't
as soon as
matter.
we left CJ's house, I was like, "Man, I got a tick in my hand already."
Right.
I was like, "What are the chances of that?" It snowed last night.
Yeah,
I didn't
it was,
see
yeah.
any
It started
ticks
off
this
in
past
snow.
year. Not one.
While hunting?
Never. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No, there was one night, I don't remember where we went, but we got back here and I felt it right on
Yeah.
the side of my stomach.
Yep.
That first little nibble. I
Yeah.
was like, oh no, we're
Yeah, it
not
makes you
doing
want to
this.
go home and like
I woke
Oh,
up
I
one
went home,
morning.
showered.
like,
shower,
yeah.
scrub your skin until it's
Oh,
red, and then you wonder
Use
if you
some
got bit or
sandpaper.
not.
I got one in my armpit one night. I woke up the next morning, my arm hurt. I'm like, what is wrong with my arm? And I get up and I look like this and I see something. I'm like, no way.
Not the bullseye you want to see.
No, not the one I want to see. So I go in the bathroom and I lift my arm up and he was in there. He was in there. Like, and so of course I try to wake my wife up, which no, it's not going to happen.
Stick of dynamite.
Yeah, I'll be dead, you know. So I go into bed and I had to yank that thing out myself. Boy, that was whew.
I don't know, man. I usually get them in bad places, but
Yeah,
we'll not go there.
armpit's
I don't even.
pretty bad. Dude. Well,
There's a worse spot where
There's
I've
a
had
much
'em.
worse spot.
Yeah.
I can think of a couple.
I don't know what
haven't-
am I second? You know.
Yeah. That's would be fun digging those out of there. I never get them there. They go down there like, no, I'm out. It smells like bad shit down here.
Oh man.
But
So
scared the ticks off.
Hell,
I'm good for tick repellent.
yeah.
Anyway, I told you it was gonna be a shit show.
I said it to my wife before I left tonight.
You're
Man,
prepared.
I think this is mild.
Tonight is going to be
This is mild.
something.
I got time to run the Cumbies. I'm almost out.
Look at the time. He's like,
No, I mean, do you want me to pause it?
No, go ahead.
The story? I don't. It's fine. We can pause for a few minutes.
so that was Friday night. We shoot a dog.
Yep.
Saturday we go out. Saturday
Saturday-
I did. You did.
You guys,
Well, yeah, no, your boots were still waterlogged.
no, they were dry by that
I
time.
was like, because I go to CJ. I was like, well, where's Josh at? He's like, well, his boots are waterlogged.
No.
He told me what had happened, and I was like, oh, that's too bad.
no,
Well, it just means I get trigger time tonight.
I
were
laid
tired.
down and took a nap. It was like 7,
Yeah.
between 7 and 8 o'clock, whatever it was, and texted you, said, hey, I'll text you when I get up. Woke up a little after 9, texted you, no response, fell back asleep. You got back to me. I woke up. I sat up on the edge of the bed, and I was just like, nah, I don't. I felt like garbage. I was tired.
That's really responsible of you.
You know, one day of
Yeah, I
out of
know.
6
That's what I'm
months,
saying.
I mean,
You see how I feel every night. That's how I feel every night. CJ's like, we're heading out. Anybody want to go? Here it is. It's 11 o'clock at night. And I'm like, I hear my phone going, pa-ding. And I'm just like, did he really just wake me up? And then he'll call. No, well, you said you wanted to go. I was like,
Well, he does say that.
well, no. Well, here's the thing. Like, see, that's why I've got my guy that I hunt with. You know, we go out 6 p.m. We're home by 11.
Yeah.
I'm not old. I mean, I'm 45, but you know,
What the hell was that for? I'm 44.
I've got a business that owns me.
Yeah.
So I mean that makes
I
it
understand
tough.
why.
You
You
know,
gotta
I
get
work
up for
7
the
days a
kids.
week, so it's like, you know, it's hard
just like
dragging
the
yourself
abuse.
up the next morning.
No, I get it. I understand.
That was the thing with Tom. Tom was my partner 90% of the season. Well, I should say 99% of the season, and it literally like clockwork. We going hunting? Yeah, 6:30. We were out. We had a couple late nights.
What's late?
2. Cherry coming back.
Respectable.
That's
Coming
when we
back
come
from
I'll
Cherry.
tell you what, 2:00 for me.
2:00 for me.
There
I'm
better
dead.
be pancakes at Denny's involved.
I'm dead.
I'm not even kidding you, because I'm sitting out there with these guys at 1:30 in the morning when I go out late with them, and all
Dude,
I can
I'm
think
starving.
about is, man, I wish Little Deb's was open.
Right.
Man, I could really go for a bacon, egg, and cheese from Dunkin'
We
Donuts.
need some Denny's.
Dude,
Denny's.
if
If
I'm
there was a
starving by
Denny's
10,
down here
11
in Columbia
o'clock every
County,
time.
we'd have her picture on the wall.
We'd have our own
Because
booth,
somebody
our own
always
table.
jumps on the headset and they're like, bloop, pancakes,
Pancakes,
warm butter and syrup.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that is one really bright pickup.
It needs
Kinda
muffler.
loud.
Anyway, so
Yeah, that was so. You guys went out Saturday.
you did not go.
I did not go.
I went with them. They ducked out at 11,
Yeah.
and I went solo. And I went and got to a spot, 2 dogs in the field, shot, flipped the dog over,
Yes.
dog disappeared.
Yeah.
Probably a little back. I don't know. I can't really tell from the video.
It was probably back.
Had
I
to
mean,
wait.
there was no blood on scene.
Had to
Well, you're
be.
never going to see blood with my bullet. Never.
don't
No.
see-
Well, Josh, what do you shoot? Oh, that's right, 243. How about you?
Oh, she cut the bottom jaw
243.
off,
There you
can't
go.
see the
There was
damage.
nothing left to
The
the
killer
body.
round.
I just got my bobcat back from the tannery.
Yeah. There was nothing left of the jaw.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
why.
I know.
Well,
But that never went out the back of that cat.
It
That
didn't.
bullet stayed right in its mouth.
And you're running a VMAX, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
what was your
58
round
grain
again?
VMAX.
58?
No, I run
No,
the
he runs
75.
75.
Oh, and I'm running the
100 grain
100s.
soft points.
Yeah, see, when I want to put these dogs in park, I put them in park. I not only put them in park, the e-brake is fully engaged
Yeah,
with
there's
wheel
no-
chocks.
there's no
They're
blood.
not going anywhere when I hit them.
No.
There's no blood trail with my dog.
Well-
No, I will say that with the 58 grainers are like that. They go in, they explode, and I mean they drop, but there's no.
Yeah.
I sat there the one day and I walked up to it. And there was blood coming out of the nose and the mouth, and I'm like staring at it. Tom's over the radio. He goes, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Bro, I can't find a bullet hole."
Yeah, you're not going to.
Well, telling
And-
you, I mean, when I hit them with that 100 grain,
Oh no, I remember. I
a
used to
lot
use
of
them.
times it looks like a water balloon exploded.
They were bad.
Yeah.
I hit
Yeah.
one over at Eller's. I hit it through the body.
I was shooting
crazy.
those
And
when
it
I
just
first got the
exploded.
243.
Yeah, well, I have a big box of them to go through, and I'm switching year round.
I think I
Tony's
still have
round.
like 80 rounds.
I think I'm
in
going
the
to run
100 grain.
75.
It's
so-
that, or I'll just give them to the kid,
Out of
let
the
the kid run 'em for
243?
Yeah, when I put mine together for next season, it's going
Well,
to
I
be
have.
75
We got to start reloading because I have a whole. I got a whole box of 75 grain VMAX.
I don't. I don't think it matters when it comes to the VMAX.
No.
I don't. I think any one of them just blows them apart. I just know that with the 58 grainers, Wayne Hansen took like gutted one or whatever, skinned it out, and he said that bullet didn't go in but that far. And
Yeah,
just-
and they explode.
and when you pick them up, you can tell because they sound like a water balloon.
Yeah, they're jelly.
Oh, it's just devastating.
Yeah, so there was no blood trail, so I shot a dog. We actually went back on Sunday, tried to find it, didn't find it.
Yeah, we did. That was
Yeah, we
that
looked
was a nice
everywhere.
walk in the
No
walk,
take.
You watched
walk
that-
in the field
if you
during
watched that
Easter
video,
Day.
Yeah, if you watch that video, a dog flipped over, laid down, then got up.
Yeah.
He reanimated.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
he,
boom,
he was gone.
just
Yeah.
gone.
Vampire dog.
Yeah, zombie dog. I
So
love it when they do that. Not really.
that was Easter.
Makes
that
me
was
want to have a
Easter,
machine
yeah.
gun out.
So
You know what I'm amazed about when that dog started even moving? I'm surprised there wasn't a hail of fire going.
oh, I mean, yeah,
He said, he's like,
laid
I
down.
thought I had him because he
I
laid
heard the
down.
whack. I heard the hit. It laid down and it was doing the fish thing. You know, its head's moving, its legs are moving. I'm like, he's done.
See, I keep
So
going.
I reload. I didn't even reload quick like I usually do. I reload and I bend over, pick my shell up, and I put it in my pocket, and I look at him again, and he just like Jesus came down and grabbed him by the back of his neck and whoa, and he got up and spun around and hooked left and disappeared.
Yeah.
And I'm like, ain't no way.
Just
That's one of Rusty's.
Well, you weren't there, Josh, but we were walking that field, like looking for that dog. The amount of like digging that they were doing, because it's sandy ground, it was amazing. It looked like a minefield out there.
Breaking
holes.
ankles.
Wherever
you'd literally break an ankle because there's all these holes dug everywhere out in the field.
Right where I
Looking
shot
at-
that dog was a big
Looking
hole.
at how far that dog had to go, it doesn't make. I just don't understand them. I don't understand how they could sustain that
I
kind
don't
of
know,
damage
man.
and then take off.
How many have we shot?
all 223.
Have
They were
had
Hornady
run?
bullets.
I mean, that one up on the farm
Yeah.
here
Yeah, that went a good
Shot
80
her-
yards.
shot her right on the edge of the woods.
Yeah, 80 yards. Through a ditch, up the other side and down. And when we got to her, she was breathing.
Well, that was that one. The one before that.
Oh, yeah.
that one that curled up underneath the brush.
Yeah, another 80 yards.
Couldn't find her.
2 hours looked for that dog.
Yeah.
I bet you if we looked, we would have found that. That dog ran down in the ravine or something, over the hill in the woods. See, we didn't go in there.
If I decided, because I'm going to probably put a backup together next year,
Yeah.
as much as it goes against everything in my soul, I have that ADL 223.
Right.
I think I'm going to try soft points.
They're fine. I drop dogs all
No,
the time with
the
it.
VMAX.
It's just...
Dude, I hit one 3 times this year before it went down.
Yeah.
Yep. Where were the shots?
So did I.
All shoulder, breastplate. I'm like, what is this thing? Tupac? Like, when is it going to go down? Like, Jesus Christ.
You ain't taking me down.
Yeah, that's it.
I shot one.
I
a
heard
couple
some
times.
gangster rap from the 90s playing some Eazy-E in the background. And I was like, you got to be kidding me right now. I'm like, this is
You should
insane.
see my face when I shoot this dog and I'm like, yes, I got him ahead of Steve now. Yes, you know.
Yep.
And I'm like, pick my shell up, look back, look at my thermal, see the
Ah,
heat.
fungal.
Right, look, get down back behind my rifle, look at this thing, and the thing goes whoop, and it's just boing like a bunny rabbit out to the left.
That's why I'm telling you, they got to.
That's when you mag dump.
I
I should have fired right when that thing was doing the fish.
Yep.
I should have dropped another one right in it.
Yep.
It will. I say it every time. It happened twice this year. Once was not my dog; it was Rusty's.
Yes.
Like I should have shot that dog.
I should have shot that thing.
Right. And
I had a perfect
we shot.
shot.
One, Rusty shot one 22-250. He laid down. We turned around. It was gone.
Yeah. I'm
Just got up and took off.
Oh, I'm watching it. It's laying there. I was
Fishing.
like,
Doing
okay,
fish.
this thing's done.
Yeah.
It stops moving, hops up like nothing
Like
happened.
Jesus reached down and grabbed this thing.
by a scruff of the neck, and it did a 180, and it was
Ran.
gone.
And I said, Rusty, it just ran away. And he goes, what? And I was like, and we're talking like 80 yards.
It was close.
That thing was running down a dirt road. We had to wait for it to clear all the houses. I'm like, wait.
Ugh.
And then he kind of hooks over towards the field. And I'm like, all right, Rusty, take him. And he smokes him. And man, remember it was barking and yipping?
Yeah.
Ungodly loud. Burr, burr. And it laid down. I'm like, we got him. So we're, I'm running the call. I'm scanning, seeing if there's another one coming, this and that. I turn around and look. This thing was like Jesus just reached down, grabbed it by the back of the
Again.
thing, and it was gone.
Yeah.
Stood up and left.
Stood up, did a
And then-
180, and ran.
And then sat up in the woods barking at us for an hour.
yeah.
After it had been hit twice.
Yes.
No, once.
Once.
Oh, once.
We should've.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't want to shoot again, but I should have. We both
I-
should have shot.
I had a perfect shot on it.
Perfect.
And
So-
I was like,
I got
no,
video of that one, too.
it's good.
We
Getting up.
first hunting with Tom. This is his first year out, which
Yeah.
he did pretty damn good for his first year out. A couple times, trying to get like a rhythm going, I said to him, "Listen, I don't care who kills it. I
Right.
want it dead."
Right. Doesn't matter.
I said, "So if we both shoot, great. If I shoot and you see that thing is twitching,
Right.
if it even looks like it's moving, if you see the tail flicker, send one."
Right. Do it again.
So we're out. I'm trying to remember. It was probably December, and it was the only mangy coyote that we had all year. New piece of property. We go out. I hit it. It goes down. It gets up. Tom hits it again. This dog, and maybe because it was sick, maybe that's the only thing I can think of. But it took multiple bullets before it finally went down, and then
that was with the 223?
243 and a 22 250.
Oh.
And then when we got close to it, we found it in the brush. I mean, you could smell it from 50 yards away. Like there was something wrong with it, just stinking. So needless to say, the old 10 millimeter put one in his head and his eyeballs popped out of his sockets, and that was the end of it.
Right.
But that's the only one. Like,
but it got up.
Oh yeah, dude. Like it didn't even.
That
and
was
they were
with
all
what gun?
243 and a 22 250. Like you could see the bullet holes.
Wow, that's amazing.
One rabid, one. It was mangy,
what do you
gross,
got?
stinking.
Hit these things with a 300 H&H or what?
I'm thinking a 338 Lapua.
I mean, you at that point you're better off out there with 3/4 nuts and a slingshot.
I do believe that. I don't care what you hit them with. If you don't put them down,
Yeah.
and that adrenaline kicks in, it's
Those
game.
things have a will to live like you would not. believe.
More than a deer. Everybody argues about a deer, and
No,
I'm like, listen.
negative.
I'm like,
Negative.
listen, a deer is, how much bigger? 4 times the size,
Yeah.
realistically.
Yeah.
You got a 27 pound to at most a 50 pound, but that's more of a unicorn for the season. Dog, 40-pound dog.
Yeah.
Thinking the
pretty
bullets
hardcore.
and the damage that it's taken, it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll get up and just run away.
It got up and ran away on me.
Yep.
My heart sank. I was like,
I know that it
that was
sucks.
like I got, second place at the science fair. Like I was wrecked because, and it's all Steve's fault because
You listening, Steve? It's all your fault.
yeah, he'll be listening, but it's all his fault because we were getting into each other's heads. We were doing it on purpose. Like he was texting me, I'm getting in his head, he's getting in my head. He texted my wife and was like, "Hey, is CJ out hunting?" And she goes, "I don't know, Steve. If I should tell you anything, And he
That's
goes,
funny.
And the funny thing is, that was Sunday, I believe.
It was Sunday.
And
Well, yeah, because
he forgot. He usually goes out late like we do.
Yeah.
So he's sitting on the couch, and his girlfriend or fiance, excuse me, his fiance comes down into his man cave and says, "Aren't you going hunting?" And he goes, "Yeah, eventually." And she goes, "Now this girl hates coyote hunting." She goes, "Yeah, but you only got till midnight." She knew the rules.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Yeah, you're right." So he springs up out of
Yeah,
his
yeah.
couch and goes out. And he ended up not shooting anything Sunday.
Nope.
So I would have had him.
Oh, he already had one ahead. That
Yeah, if I had gotten...
Oh, I thought he got it that night.
No,
No,
I would have
if you
had him.
if you had recovered that one from Saturday,
And hit the one in Greenport.
hit
Wait,
the one on Sunday,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. What about the one Saturday with me?
Yeah, well, I didn't even fire at that one.
Saturday. You didn't shoot Saturday? Oh,
Yeah,
so
I
that-
did when it was
That
running.
was all me and
No, when it was running.
that was all me and Boss Man.
Yeah, well, that came
dumping?
out. That came out on the left. Boss Man was on the left.
Yeah,
Chippy was
Boss
in the
Man
middle.
was on the left.
If it
and-
came out on the right, I don't care. I was shooting it.
yeah, oh yeah,
But I had that dog. Boss Man had said, Steve's like, 10 o'clock. So I'm looking right because that's my vector.
Mm-hmm.
And I come around and I just ever so beautifully swing my rifle around. And when I stop center mass with this thing. Perfect. And he's just right up looking.
he totally
proud,
winded us.
and
He
I'm like-
so winded us.
And I'm sitting here watching it, and then I hit the mic, and I'm like, is anybody going to shoot this thing? And that's when Steve shot.
Yep.
And I felt bad. I didn't mean to rush him, but, I was...
He
dude,
was-
this thing hurt. I was sitting there going, yeah.
Listen, it's one of those things.
My safety was
I would have
off.
been like,
trigger
We-
fingers.
we've all-
itching.
We've all had that instance when we've swung around on something, not been comfortable on the gun. You're
Right.
sitting there trying to wiggle the tripod into place.
I was there to do business.
Yep.
And
It's not like the tripods sit totally level unless you sit there and level them out in the field.
which you're not going to do anyway.
No. A lot of times
They might have a bubble level on them,
Right.
but you're not
Yeah.
looking at it.
Yep.
And the bottom line is we don't do that. If it's on the left, you're shooting.
Yep.
If it's on the right, you're
Boss
shooting.
Man was on the left.
Yeah.
It was his shot.
And,
He
you know,
put it.
that thing, he came close.
He put a hit on it, and I'll tell you, after it started running around, it hit our 11 and 12 o'clock.
It was
I'm
over.
not going to lie. That thing was probably 450 yards
Yeah, we
out
were just
there.
laying lead at it.
Listen,
Boom, racket.
there's
Boom.
holes out in the field.
You just
That's
hear-
all I'm
you
going to
just-
say. It looks like mole holes out in the
You
field.
just hear constant gunshots and bolts racking. Clack, 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 clack.
Oh, that
Boom.
poor neighbor.
It was like people loading artillery rounds in it. It's like, clear! Clack,
Well,
clack, clack, boom!
I'm standing in the middle between CJ and Boss Man, And that thing, we're shooting. As we're shooting at it, it starts coming around in front of us. I'm like, CJ, it's coming around.
Yeah, I'm firing at it. Just run. I never seen a dog run that fast.
Yeah.
Oh, it ran like its tail was on fire. Normally they bounce
They
when
like,
they're running away. You know what I mean? This thing was planted to the ground like a race car.
That dog, he was trying to do to crawl out of there in the Running Man. You know what I mean? He was on the back of his legs.
It just
He
goes
was
to
so
show you,
low.
though, as long as I've had that farm, we never called that particular position.
Nope.
We've always called the back of the white barn, behind the shed.
Do it different.
It was just, it was one of those, and
wind was
we had it.
perfect.
We had an epiphany that night that you had out there
Right.
at our
Like,
first
let's just
stand
go
where,
here.
you know, we did the
Wind's
secret
perfect.
thing that we can't tell Tony about.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Tony already knows.
Oh yeah,
Who
Tony was
was
there.
witness
That's
to
right. He was
Sunday
there
night.
Sunday.
Tony's been doing that for 2 years.
I'm sorry, IPA is getting to me.
Yeah, we the wind was perfect for there. If they were either going to come from in front of us or from that state land next door. And what's happened, guys? You hear something?
Thought I did.
You hear
What's
a
wrong,
coyote?
boy?
I thought I heard something outside.
There's
Wouldn't be the first time.
that's why I open that window when we do podcasts, because she crosses the hollow and hollers right
Is that
there.
what it was? I thought I heard a bark though.
I heard like
she's
a yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's lonely.
Yeah,
She was on the
either that
camera
or
this
CJ's
morning.
daughter just fell out of bed.
Poor Eva.
You're all right, kid.
Yeah, she's all right. Poor kid.
So
Yeah, so that was
that
Saturday,
was
night.
Saturday.
Sunday, we met here sundown. It was load up like we were
going to war.
Yeah,
This
we
is
It was the four of us.
It was honestly
We look like SEAL
Because-
Team 6 getting in the helicopter.
CJ got me started. CJ and Josh.
Yeah.
You know, my first hunt, I believe, was with both of you guys. And or no, it was just CJ. The Josh one followed, but then I realized how much fun it was just getting together. You know, it's not like we're all out there just to go out there and massacre.
No.
A lot of
It's
it is just, you know, you're out there with your friends, you're hanging out, you're trading stories. It's kind of like deer hunting, but, you know, it's the middle of the night.
The things we do.
No, the things we see, though,
Yes.
too.
And here.
You have no idea about the stuff you see when the average person's sleeping.
We're
That-
calling coyotes and a cow comes running down the road.
I mean, well, that's to come.
Dude,
That's
yeah,
to come.
that's-
Don't ruin our Sunday night hunt.
No,
That was
great.
rough.
No,
I had
that was
nightmares.
fantastic.
Cow. What is it out there? Well, guys, I got a cow running down the road right now.
I'm standing
Oh,
right next
what?
to you.
So, all right, let's back up. We get here. We
Yeah.
all meet
Let's
up.
start it Sunday when
We go
yeah.
south. We hit one spot south. There's deer in the field and a coyote on the tree line.
Yep.
Didn't really see him. Then I seen him.
I was scanning.
You could
and
just see him.
just because the trees were so hot because it was warm,
Warm day.
and there's just this really hot spot. I'm like, hey, there's something on that farm.
Oh
tree
yeah,
line.
he's there.
And I think you got on your gun.
Yeah.
You're
I
like,
started
okay, it's
blowing a
coyote.
rabbit.
So now everyone gets set up.
Right.
Lock and load, boys.
The Airwolf song comes on. Dun, 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 dun.
I was thinking more like Mission Impossible. You know?
This dog, I rabbit this dog out with a rush rabbit again. Rush rabbit for the win. And you know, I look back on it, maybe I got a little eager, I think. Maybe.
I don't think you did
No.
I
because
don't
we
think
all
he did.
missed.
Because that dog
Well,
literally
yeah.
when we got there and
He
you said,
wasn't going downwind.
well, Josh said
He
it
was
was a
going the
coyote.
opposite way.
Yeah, well, he was dead downwind of us when
Yeah.
we walked into that.
Yeah,
He was
and when
cutting-
Josh
you could
said there's
see
a
him out
coyote
cutting
in
this
front of
way.
us, it was like 300 yards. But the way it looked, you know,
He was
thermals,
sniffing
it's
the
hard
air.
to tell. But the way it looked in the thermal, all you see was this animal picking its nose
Yes.
up to the wind.
It almost looked
And
like a
I
deer.
thought it was a deer. I was like,
No.
oh, the
Deer.
deer's
and
trying
then,
to pick
and then
us
like
off.
it picked its head up, and I'm looking through the scope. I'm adjusting it. I switch over to the binoculars, and I'm looking. And then, as it picked its head up, it was like the ears.
Well, see, I was so
and you
excited.
could see the profile of the face, and I'm like,
I'm like,
I was so
yeah.
excited. I
They're
put
like,
my
oh,
gun
it's
in
a
the
deer.
tripod
I'm like, no,
backwards.
that's a
Because
coyote.
when I got on my scope, I could see it had its nose straight up in the air.
Yeah, it was
sniffing.
smelling. He was going for
He
it.
was trying
He
to
was
figure
like,
out
what
what
is
we
that
were.
red-
I was trying to
Scent
figure out
I
why the
smell.
deer ran.
Why do I? Hey guys, I smell beef jerky and smell beef jerky and
I
Red
smell-
Bull.
And Dunkin' Donuts.
I smell some Dunkin' Donuts. What the fuck is this?
I remember
That guy had a mocha chocolate.
yeah, Heath Baker. I'll never forget it. He was talking. He was doing a live, and I watch his lives and stuff. And he's like, some guy asked him about cover scent, like putting cover scent on.
Yeah.
And they're like, Heath, what do you use for cover scent? And he's like, Skull and Red Bull. At that moment, like that dog, when it smelled, was Dunkin' Donuts coffee, Red Bull, beef jerky.
Yeah.
I think that's
Maybe Marlboro.
maybe
Yeah, well,
Marlboro.
Marlboro for sure.
Yeah.
Marble
And
Light.
he was like, "Oh, fuck."
One of these things just doesn't belong here.
So he starts
shit.
moving away from us, and I'm watching the numbers go up in the rangefinder. I'm like, I got to do something.
Yep.
So he stops, and I, well, I'm pretty sure the gun's messed up again, and I think I know why, but I shoot, and it was like nobody was home, man. It was like I was shooting blanks. So I shoot, he ducks, runs back up towards us, then Chip shoots, and then
Then he
hell.
turns.
Well, what
Then he
happened-
turns.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I would have had him. Was it you that shot like probably a second before me?
No, that was him.
That was me.
Yeah, you two were
Because
you
Tony
were
shot,
was-
and the dog literally ducked backwards. It was like, like it dipped its toe in cold water. It just shriveled up.
Right.
And I pulled the trigger just a second later, and my round was heading, and all of a sudden it disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, then it turned and it was running down the field. I was like, well, this is my last chance to
Right.
put a round at this thing.
My turn, Josh goes.
And,
Hey.
He was all the way
I-
to the left, wasn't he?
Right.
Right.
Josh was.
Yeah.
Oh,
Josh
yeah,
was-
yeah.
I was
all the way
furthest
on
to the
the left.
right.
I don't know
Well,
where
I was-
anybody was.
well,
I was
we
in
weren't-
I
the
was
front.
standing next to you.
Yeah.
we weren't in a dangerous position
Right.
because that thing was way out there.
No,
Yeah, it
we
was on-
were all
So
dead.
I didn't lead it far enough, and I shot behind him. And then I think
Yeah. So Josh,
My
I
bad-
saw Josh's
I had
bullet hit
I
the
had
ground
the last shot on it. And
through the trees.
Yeah, I think either I got
He
deflected.
thought he was deer hunting.
I
When he was
got
6.
I got deflected. I don't know. I tried shooting through I don't know 7 or 8 inch elm, and it was those elm trees are dirty.
When
as
Josh
hell.
shot, I watched his bullet hit the field, and I'm a farmer, but I feel bad for old Kurt when he goes down there and starts baling hay and loses his rake in that friggin' hole. That thing, that Tika.
I'm just wondering what
I'm
he's going to
telling
say.
you.
Say he's got to get off the tractor for something and sees a pile of brass laying there.
Right?
no, I
I mean-
picked up my brass.
Did you?
Yeah,
I always
Josh
pick up my
always
brass.
cleans
Oh,
up.
I always leave mine.
I leave mine too.
I load my
Hit it with
clip-
the tedder. Clink, clink,
No,
clink, clink,
no,
clink.
I load my clips with gloves, so I don't really worry about it too much.
Wow. But that Tika puts a hole in the ground. It shakes the earth. Number one, it makes
That
it
is,
deaf, number
you
two.
know,
I don't
because-
know what it is with that Tika.
Listen,
I'm telling
there's
you.
3 of us that night that were shooting 243s.
Right.
He shoots, and it sounds like a howitzer
Yes,
going off.
I'm telling
I don't
you.
understand it.
I feel
mean,
it in
I'm
my
running
feet.
a 24-inch barrel. What's yours?
22.
22, and what's yours?
20.
It
That's
must be
why.
that short barrel.
That's why.
I'll tell you what. He shot, and literally, you could see it in the video. We'll have to post that on
I can see
Instagram
the
or
muzzle
something like that.
flash.
When he shoots, you can see my gun jump. Like I was like scared. It scared the crap out of me.
He fired and it hit the dirt, and it was like the meteorite that killed the dinosaurs came down and landed behind that coyote. I seen dirt fly, trees, groundhogs, shit flying through the air. When
You know what astonishes me though is that after all that, those deer were
Never
still standing
moved.
there. They're like, "Hey guys, look at this redemption." It's like, "Hey guys, what are you guys doing over there? Are you gonna shoot
deer-
that coyote?"
Did you get him? Did you get him, guys?
Get him?
them deer were like, "Hey, it's not our season, sucker."
That's my favorite thing with the deer hunters. They're like, oh, you can't go hunting them at night because it messes with the deer season.
No,
I'm
it definitely doesn't.
I'm like, I told the guy
7 rounds,
6.
6 rounds.
I told the
6
guy,
rounds.
stood there. They stood there.
first coyote of the season. It's coming down the hill. It's chasing after a fawn. So
Yeah.
there's 2 doe in front of it. I could see on the top of the hill there's a buck. Coyote comes down. It gets into an open area because the grass was literally this tall. The grass was bad. Well, boom! Like 80 to 100 yards. Dog goes over. Literally, the fawn turns around, looks back at it, and is like, "Well, that sucks." Looks across the street. I'm waving. I'm like, "Hey, buddy, you're good to go." The buck's up on the top of the hill, gives me the thumbs up, like,
You're my best
yeah,
You,
they
you
don't
know how
care.
many times like this other property where I took you on
Yep.
Saturday night. You got a bunch of guys from the city you hunt it. And, you know, they're all bow hunters, rifle hunters, or whatever. And they said, "Man, we haven't been seeing any deer." I was like, "Well, you know, I was down there getting a load of hay." And I was like, "I'm going to coyote hunt it tonight." I was like, "I hope I'm not stepping on your feet or anything." It's like, season ends tomorrow. I don't really care. There's nothing here. So I literally, there's a creek you have to cross to get to this piece of, you know, this big field. And we crossed the creek, and we could see that he just came out of there prior to us.
Yeah,
maybe,
water's
maybe
still
an
moving.
hour. You could see the wet tracks coming out. And we get there, and as soon as I turn my scope on, I'm looking around. I'm like, "Hello!"
Yeah.
There's about 30 deer out in the field. Like they
think
know
they get
this
down too
guy,
early.
Well, that was-
what his routine is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's 30 deer just out there, and we're out there. You know, you're making a lot of noise out there.
Yeah.
You're blowing a coyote call. You're hitting prey distress.
Oh,
I
yeah.
saw the deer. I tried fawn distress.
That
You know,
makes
and
him
I'm
angry.
just like,
Yes, it does.
That makes him angry.
Really
Fawn
angry.
distress.
well,
yeah.
you know, they're sitting there.
It gets them worked up.
You can see them in the thermals. You can sit there and watch them. When I hit the fawn distress, they're sitting there stomping their foot
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
our
They're like-
direction.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know, they're trying to
Snorting,
make you
grunting.
move. You know, their eyesight at night is way better than ours.
Yeah, Friday night, our last stand Friday night before, when the wind decided it was going to blow 45
Oh my
miles an
God.
hour.
We got to show them that video.
We get to this field, and there's
Where'd you lose count?
24. 24 deer standing out there in this
Yeah.
field.
And then they
And
were,
you guys are out there playing a call.
Oh, yeah.
And
they didn't go.
they're just like, all right, we
Crosswind.
pretty much know what this is all about.
We had
you know?
one deer that was closer to us. He moved off
Yeah, he moved off with the
and
rest of them.
stayed with him.
And
Never
I
went
mean,
nowhere.
Yeah,
Coyote
that's what they
howls,
do. They usually
barks.
consolidate when.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever noticed, but when we're playing the coyote calls,
Yeah, they get together.
They consolidate so they
Yeah.
can protect themselves.
But everybody, people were like, "Oh, you can't hunt my property until after deer season."
Yeah,
Dude,
and we've done it right out
it's
here,
a total
though.
myth.
I shoot deer here, and we coyote hunting, day before.
Yeah.
It has no-
Yeah.
It has no effect.
And a lot of
on it.
times when we're out deer hunting, we're really coyote hunting anyway.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
how many times you been out deer hunting and
Yeah.
all of a sudden a coyote comes
I
running
bring a
across
call
the field
with
and
me.
you're like, hey,
I bring my calls.
it is
with me.
what it is at this
hand
point.
call?
yeah.
I take my hand calls. I take a howler and a rabbit in my pocket because if one comes out and I can rabbit,
Get his attention.
yeah,
Or-
it's over. 3006,
You
baby.
can get them to check up all done.
Yep.
I bet you they stop with the 06.
Oh, no problem. Don't matter where you hit them with that.
I couldn't
The
figure-
problem is, you can shoot far. You can shoot far with no 6. It
Oh,
can
yeah.
be
Oh,
done.
yeah. I mean,
You just got to know your zeros
Your ballistics.
and your ballistics.
well, I mean, you know,
You shoot far with yours.
we were here
Far.
sighting in. Like, I wasn't this
Deer
past
rifle.
season, the season before. And I shot at 100 yards, and I'm dead center, but I'm 5 inches high at 100 yards. And CJ's like,
Wow, that's
you
awesome.
got to drop that. I was like, listen, when you're
No.
shooting 400 yards
Yeah, you
with
know
an
where-
06, I mean,
Yeah, well,
so
I
if
mean,
the deer's at 100 yards, still, I mean, if I'm
You're in
if
the
I'm
kill
aiming
zone.
at the lower section,
Well, see, that goes
I'm
right.
gonna get 'em.
It goes right along with our 50-yard zero ballistics.
absolutely. You know,
You
I thought
could-
you were crazy the first time you told me to do the
Rusty,
50-yard
man.
zero. I'll tell you what, I'm a firm believer in it.
You
I
can
even
do it
do it
with
with my
06.
243.
If you know your ballistics, so if you know that your 06 is 5 inches high at 100, but shoots dead on at 4, duh.
yeah.
So you just put a target out there, make sure you're 5 inches high at 100. So when you get to 4, you're golden. I mean, I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
if that's really that.
No, I mean,
but that's
what
just
is
an
the-
example.
You got to look at the box.
Right.
Yeah, but you also have to shoot it.
Yeah.
You know, I know the box gives you a general idea.
Yeah.
But
No,
you
I
need
agree
to
with that.
you need
I
to
do.
shoot.
What I'm also like.
Every
finding
bullet
out
is
more and
different.
more,
Every
though-
barrel is different.
Everything.
Everything is
Rifling, the rate
Absolutely.
of twist, all
Temperature.
that. Temperature's huge.
Oh,
When I sighted in, when I went out last winter, and I was shooting the 100 grainers, I went out in the summer just to playing around at the range.
The bullets were way off.
Way high.
Because of the hot.
Way
because of the
high.
heat
They
and
were literally
barometric
this high.
pressure. It
Humidity,
changes
it
everything.
changes everything.
I mean, not that
Absolutely.
we're snipers or anything
well, no,
like that.
no, but you want to be
No, but when you
reasonably
think about
accurate.
it,
You want to be
about it. We're going out at night, regardless if we have the best equipment you can get for the most part.
Well,
whether it's night
you
vision
sold
or-
it to us, just so you know.
But still, night vision and
Listen,
thermal.
Told us it was the
Listen,
best.
Yeah.
my pimp.
Yeah.
I paid you for the best of the best of the best.
Oh God.
I'm just
That's
saying.
a really good analogy.
I mean, that's
Does that
pretty
make
much
you
it.
my hose? Are
Listen,
you guys all my hoes?
Yes.
No, we're
not
the
not only
customers.
did
You're
I give
selling
you
us.
my
Oh, he got to
wallet,
see that? He was like, I'm nobody's hoe.
I ain't no hoe, man.
Tony, not only did I give you my wallet, I spread my cheeks for you.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I squealed like a pig.
Totally
We got
off
back
the
in the
rails.
truck. Everything was a little tender on the way home. Next, the next day when I shot,
Reaper down.
yeah, the Reaper's down. The next day when I shot, though, I was kind of like, you know, they're right. It only hurts the first time. And
You know,
Yeah.
I feel bad about what I buy until I get to Stockport, and then I'm like, meh. Yeah. It's a long ride from rents or
I
Skodak
remember
down here.
because out of the small group, I was the first one to get the C50.
Yes.
The Pulsar C50.
Yep.
Again, another Pulsar product. I remember setting the tripod up in CJ's driveway,
Yeah.
and CJ looked through it, and Josh
this
looked
ain't
through
no
it, and they're
race.
like, "Oh my God, this is freaking amazing!"
Oh, my God.
Like you're looking up CJ's field, 1,000 yards,
Yeah.
clear as day.
Well, the screen's bigger than it. Your Wraith's screen is small.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Well, I mean, we're going from like
Right.
I don't know what the resolution on a Wraith is, but it's kind of like watching Grandma's black and white TV.
All I know is the first time I went out with the thermal, and I was out with Dylan, and I looked at his field, and all I could see, I felt like Predator. I was like,
Oh, from the movie.
yeah.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, I was sitting there, I was like, want some candy?
Wow. My first time going out, I mean, I bought 2 thermals from you. One was a lesser value one, but it was also a
380.
Pulsar one. It was 384 res,
Which is still,
which I shot my first coyote with.
Tom runs one, and he does really well with it.
That was a funny
How-
night.
what's
though.
the price on a 384 thermal?
Like 35.
Yeah, it was 35.
Easy now. Simmer down now.
Oh,
Simmer
my
down.
God.
Yeah, I know.
I'll buy another C50. Thank you.
Yeah. I've got one. Just sits in a box now. What's in the box?
What's in the box? But we were saying before, the one
Shit
thing
show.
I do believe is you got to have something with a rangefinder on.
Yes. Thank you.
Got to have some, unless you know that property like the back of your hand,
No, I don't
and
care.
you've been there a million times, and it's the place you spend
It's
all
my
your
crutch,
quality
man.
time.
It's my crutch. If that,
You've
if that
gotta
thing ain't on,
know
I'm
your
screwed.
distance.
If that, yeah, the monocular comes in handy, and I didn't even know you could like put it in permanent range
And
finder
scan.
Or like scan.
and like scan. And
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
CJ's
just ding,
like,
ding, ding, ding.
just hold down the range button. All of a sudden, I'm like, holy crap!
Yeah. Anything you touch tells you how far.
Yeah, no,
That's why
key.
it's one less thing
That-
You
he's
know,
got to do.
what my thing was though when I first got the new Thermion though that I bought from you that you rate me on. But anyway, I'm sitting there looking through it.
Didn't even spit on it.
200 yards away. 200 yards away. I'm sitting there. I'm like, what are these fireflies? I'm like, I couldn't figure it out. It was freaking mice climbing
Oh,
trees.
mice.
Oh,
And I'm
the
like,
mice.
what are the fireflies
Oh,
all
my
about?
God, the
I thought the
mice.
scope was defective.
Mice.
There was one night you and I were out with Steve. It was windy as hell,
Yep.
and I was like, mouse. I was like, I'm just gonna start shooting mice.
Yeah, we're up top of the world.
There's so many mice out there.
As
Yeah.
bad
Rabbits.
as that night
Rabbits
that
is-
Steve
Oh,
took
the
us to
rabbits.
the top of the world. I honestly, that night when we went up to the top of that park up there,
Yeah.
I was waiting for a Sasquatch to come out.
That's where he is if he's anywhere.
The best part about that night, was stopping at Love's at 2:30 in the morning, and they had those hot burritos at 2:30 in the morning. I grabbed 2 of them. Oh, this Mexican burrito.
We go up on the state land, and there was snow up there. There was no snow.
Oh
down
no,
here.
there was no snow down here.
I
There was
had
2
just
foot of
bought
snow
my
up there.
truck, right? My truck came from Leon County, Florida. It had Florida radials on it. And we're going up a mountain in the
Following
snow.
somebody where somebody drove
Right.
up the road on a
And
snowmobile.
Right. And I'm like, I got to come off this. Okay?
Well,
Well, it's no big deal.
Well, I mean, downhill, at least you have gravity on your side.
Well,
Yeah, but
that was the issue. There was trees everywhere.
So we get up there, and I'm like, well, we call. And there was like 2 foot of snow up there, wasn't there? It
Yeah,
was-
but I mean, we were like hunting this possibly 1 acre
Field.
parcel,
Yeah.
but we were mainly looking down the seasonal road.
Right.
Because-
Well, that's where they would be. I mean, really.
Absolutely.
That's where they would be. So we get we come down off of this thing, right? I'm like, we start coming down. I'm like, oh my god, if I just got this thing, if it wraps around a tree tonight, I'm gonna be mad. So we get down, and it was 1 in the morning.
Well, I'm pretty sure it was around 1 or so when Steve goes, "Hey, I got a spot, guys.
Yeah,
Nobody ever hunts it.
yeah,
It's gonna be killer."
yeah.
I don't think he really said it like that.
Well, we end up. So, anyways, we hunt this spot. We don't see nothing. We end up at the Love's truck stop.
Yes. Truck stop.
And we go in there, and this girl's like, "We guys hunting?" You know, we're all in camo, you know. And Steve gets like 2 burritos.
I got 2 of them, and it was those Mexican breakfast burritos with that. Who is that? Because with a C that. All right, everybody's looking at me funny, but anyway, I'll tell you, these things are so spicy. Oh man,
Curry?
the heartburn.
I don't know.
The heartburn.
Chipotle.
Chipotle?
Maybe. The heartburn was freaking phenomenal.
I
The next morning, I woke up and I was re-chewing it.
Yeah, it was like breathing fire. I was too, but not in the same way. It was bad. It was bad. That was a night where I was sore.
Oh God, can I get some Tux medicated?
Yeah, I need some friggin' ointment. It was bad.
Some witch hazel.
Yeah, witch hazel. There's some in there on the shelf. That's why I laugh when you say that. Anyway, so it was bad. It was bad. But so back on track here.
Yeah. So
Sunday,
down south, 6 shots.
6 shots.
Nothing to show for
We
it.
laughed like hyenas.
Oh.
It literally sounded like a pack of hyenas out there.
Oh, my goodness.
It was hilarious how it all went down. I mean,
I'm like, we got.
We were
get out
so-
of here.
Yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah.
we were so into like you getting another dog and getting ahead of Steve that it was just like, I'm going to let CJ take the shots at this thing. As soon as I see this thing on the run,
It's over.
yeah, that's it. I'll empty
Once
my
you
clip.
shot, I was like, it's time to lay the fire.
Yeah. It was, I can't believe
You
it.
know what
Hit
would
that.
have really upset me? If Tony had hit and I missed it. I mean, as you got, like, CJ, as you know, I'm really good at hitting things on the run.
Yes.
But that dog was so far out.
I had the right people with me.
And
Just-
I
it was a
had
shit show.
such a lead on that dog that,
Yeah.
you know, the last shot, you could actually see the bullet, like, heading out, and it's heading the right direction.
There's a lot of vapor trails.
For
in
some
that
reason,
video.
God put that tree there, I guess, for that dog.
I think God just was with that coyote that night. I do. I just.
So
I'll tell you, that dog
We
was
left.
lucky.
We
so
left there. We went to another spot down there. Nothing.
And we went to Shitfield.
Yeah.
Well, we went to Josh's field. That's
Yeah.
what I'm going to call it now.
Okay.
It's called Shitty Field. I call it Josh.
He shot a lot of dogs down there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit a lot down. You know how
time.
dogs mark their
One
territory? How they go and like piss on a fire hydrant? Josh has done her shit on trees.
Oh my god. This is
One time.
yeah there.
Yeah. Oh, there. Okay.
Listen, bro, that story will stick forever.
I know.
Josh,
It's
he's
gonna
like,
stick
I
on that.
gotta go.
All right.
It's gonna stick on that tree forever.
That's it. Can you imagine some poor old farmer out there? Oh, look, somebody dropped a glove.
Oh wait, there's a pair of gloves.
There's a pair of them. It was that bad he needed both.
So
It's real messy.
What is this on the glove?
Oh.
so the episode that we first talked about that we just released last week. My buddy calls me the other day.
Oh, God.
He says something about it because I said something about, oh great, my friends are going to hear this.
Yeah.
He goes, when I heard that, I knew I had to call you.
Yeah. It's our calling card.
Yeah.
It's like we were here.
Yep.
So, goes to show you, people, you see something strange out of place laying there, don't pick it up.
So we go there.
Nothing
there.
Nothing there.
And then we went north of here.
Yeah, we went up
again,
north.
scanning, nothing. Stopped at one place, called for a little bit, nothing.
Yeah,
The
I had
last
high
place.
hopes for that.
So we're
The
getting
last-
I had really high hopes for that because of the night before CJ had such success there. And,
Yeah, but I'd see dogs there every night.
well, that's what I mean. I've been there with you, and we're just looking around for rabbits, and all of a sudden you look, and there's a coyote
Yeah.
75 yards to our left.
They love that field. That's a good spot.
So we go. It's like 11:30. We're down to
Race.
the wire.
We
We're
race.
down
Hauling.
to the
Yeah.
wire.
Hauling.
Yeah, the old 6L sounded like a Fuel 1 car.
Yeah, we were
around.
screaming. I was like, I got one more place we got to hit. So
Yeah.
we jump in the truck and we go screaming.
Throwing tripods.
Meanwhile, yes, the tripods were thrown in the back of
Thrown.
the truck like harpoons. Guns were just out.
Yeah, everywhere.
And we're driving down the road, just scanning some of our spots. Meanwhile,
Chippy's getting car sick
Oh,
because
I
he's trying
think
to.
I'm going to puke.
I'm going to throw up.
I thought I was going to throw up,
I was
honestly,
hammered.
because
I wanted to hit 2. That's
speed
why.
limit on this road's 35.
No, we
we're
weren't going
traveling
that far.
75.
We were.
I mean,
There's no way we hit those turns at 75. We wouldn't be here right
Well,
now.
let me
Not in
tell
that
you
It
something.
would have looked like Dukes of Hazzard.
It's a good old.
let me tell you something.
It's
I
a
almost
good
got-
old boys.
I almost
There's
got puppy
them
chow in your
Altimers
truck.
again.
As we go tumbling down the ravine.
Oh my god! We get to the next spot. We start calling, and we get 2 dogs to howl.
They
One
were-
east side, one west side
Well,
ish.
maybe a half mile away.
Yeah, they were far.
They were pretty far out.
And I was like, man, I don't know if we're gonna pull them, you know. So we keep going, doing our thing, and we start doing like challenge stuff and fights,
Getting
trying to get them
pretty aggressive,
Right.
trying to get a response.
Then all of a sudden, and now mind you, we parked the truck on the road, walk around. We didn't have time to walk down the field where I usually stand, so we stand right on the other side of the hedgerow. The truck's right behind us, like through the hedgerow. And we're calling, and all of a sudden, this thing. Now I pull the ear off on my walker because so I can hear where they're howling.
Yeah,
from.
direction.
So Chip's running his e-caller, and I'm running my hand calls in between, and this thing lights up and howls and barks, and I look over at him, and he's white as a ghost.
Yes. I'll tell you, I've never
And he
felt
goes-
so insecure in my life.
And he goes, "It's not me," and I'm like, "I know, keep going." So we've just, and I'm growling at this thing
right behind us.
right behind, 30 feet.
I
He
mean,
was right.
It had to be on the
Oh,
other
he
side
was
of the
right
road.
behind us.
I
mean,
have a
I think
feeling
he was in the road.
I have a feeling
I
he
think
stopped
he
that
probably-
he saw
I
the
think
truck
Tony's
and
right.
was like, "Uh-oh."
He was
'Cause when
he
I-
saw the truck and he was just like, yeah, something doesn't feel quite
Because
right.
I turned around and I'm looking with the binoculars on the other side of the truck to the far right, and I could see 2 things hauling over a down tree into the woods.
Yeah. So they were going away from us
Right.
at that point.
And then when you hauled around the corner, you set up,
Yeah.
and well,
Yeah. Yeah, so I set up and I peek around the truck where I heard the sound and I see a little bit of heat with my hand scanner. So I just I told him, keep the call going. I don't care what you play, just keep it on. So
I
it's
came
got
up.
noise.
I came
Is
up
that when you
behind
guys
you.
uprooted your tripods and
Yeah.
moved to the
Dude,
other
I-
side of brush
so-
line?
I come up behind him because I'm like, I gotta help him. And
Right,
next
we
thing-
we pick up and move. And
Meanwhile, you left Josh and I on the other side.
right.
I said, you know what? I'm not even pulling my gun out because I'm running a caller. I figure 3 guns, 1 guy calling.
Yeah.
I figured we were okay.
Yeah, we were fine.
I was stupid
I was stupid.
because I've never been so scared in my life.
So I picked the tripod up, and at this point, I'm trying to move across the street to the other field, and I put it down in the road because I see heat in the road, and I was like, well, couldn't really tell what it was because I just glanced at it and came back, and I get behind the gun, and there stands a cow running.
I'm like, CJ, there's a cow. There's a freaking cow.
There's a cow running down the road right at
If
her.
you guys want to see the video, it'll be on Instagram.
Well, we'll have to
soon.
put it on something.
We'll have to put it on Instagram or our Facebook site.
That cow is running down the road at us, and then the dog howls. He had moved back into the field.
He
Those
was
are the
over
two
to our
you saw.
left at this point.
So I scan over my rifle, and I'm looking at him through a bush, and he's standing. I see his eyes glowing through the bush. So I'm like, I gotta move again. So I pick up, move again, and at this point they were on to us. But they were we got them barking. They moved back around to our right, which would have been you guys' left, and I'm like, at this point it's like 12:30. I'm like, we're done anyway, guys.
Yeah. So you guys had that one on that side of the road, howling and barking. We had
one in the far
in front of
back.
we
Chip and I.
pulled that dog.
Listen.
That was a long
worst
way to
thing
pull that dog.
The worst thing that I've ever experienced coyote hunting happened Sunday. We were sitting there, and you guys have a dog across the street that you guys are on, trying to get a shot on. And I've got my headset up on my temples, and I'm just running the caller, you know. And the most uncomfortable feeling is when you have a brush line 30 yards to your left.
Yeah, it was
all
right
of a sudden you hear this really low growl
Yeah.
happen. And I'm slapping Josh, which is on my right-hand side, the wrong side for a shot.
Well, at least he had a pistol on him.
Yeah, he did. He was equipped.
I had mine out. When that dog started barking behind us, I slowly unsnapped my chest pack and pulled my 45 out.
CJ, I almost messed myself when that dog growled.
And I
30
was like,
yards to my left.
because I'm looking at my rifles pointing, down the field, and and it was like he said, it was like 30 yards. It wasn't far. So, and I'm like, well, I spun my rifle, and I'm like, I can't even get behind this thing to shoot that because of the angle.
No, it was a big
So I went right for the pistol with the flashlight on. I was like, if he breaks through there, I'm going to just unload this 45 on him.
Honestly, though, that night was probably one of my best call sequences I've ever done.
Epic.
Because, these dogs sometimes are like women. You got a sweet dog.
Oh, boy.
Are you hungry, honey?
Right.
Here, you want a rabbit? It's like, oh, what about Lucky Pecker?
Yeah.
Is that what you're into tonight?
Lucky Pecker. That's a great sound, by the way.
It is a great sound.
That's a great sound. Foxes, Lucky Pecker.
So then I kind of flipped the tracks. I said, well, maybe she wants to fight tonight.
Yeah.
So,
she was mad. She was a
I
mad
put some
girl.
aggression out there, and she was all about it.
Yeah, they were.
Man.
Well,
she wanted to fight. She wanted to battle it to the bitter end.
At that point, at this point in the season now, they've been like rabbit calls.
They've heard every sound a
They have
player
heard
could throw
every
at 'em.
sound. Lucky Duck, Fox Pro, Icotech.
Yeah,
It's over with.
it's over.
Yeah.
So the only way we were getting to them was making them mad, and it didn't always work. It didn't always.
Well,
No,
did
it
that night.
Sunday night was fire.
One of my
though.
buddies that hunts out Steventown way was telling me, he goes, dude, make a racket. Just keep making a racket and you see what happens. He wasn't joking.
Yep, fights
And howls. Howls, fights nonstop.
So like we'd get a fight going, I'd hit on a rabbit call, like they were fighting over a rabbit. They loved that, and
That was one of our biggest things, though, that really helped us out in the past couple nights. Was,
right.
You had the Blondie and Blondie fired up, followed immediately by Sig kicking ass,
Yeah, with the rabbit.
and with you blowing a rabbit. I mean,
They were. Well, he was because Chip was running the call. I felt out of place.
yeah, well, because
I
you're always
don't know what
running
to do
the
with my
call.
hands.
What do I do with my hands? So then I remembered I have these hand calls in my pocket. So while he's going, I just picked off of what he was doing. So if he was doing like when we were doing those serenades,
Oh, the serenades,
and I would
you being 40 yards or 50 yards from the caller.
right.
You
So
sound
then
like
I
a
would
totally separate
do
dog.
like
serenade.
short howls, quick howls, and then some growls, and go right to a kai-eye. Just and I was doing that. That was fire, man. That was fire. I cannot wait for next season.
Oh, it's gonna
because
be, it's gonna be good.
We're gonna wreck it.
Well, that's it. I mean, we're deprived right now. I mean,
Yeah, I know. We're
season this year.
5 days in, we're already itching.
I've been watching.
Yeah.
The second night, I text him. I'm like, "How you making out? You itching yet?"
Yeah, I was sleeping.
Oh, well, that was Tuesday or Wednesday night.
Yeah.
In the evening, I was on vacation, so like, I'm at home. I'm like, all right, well, I got to get my stuff together. Where are we gonna go? Like, wait, we can't go anywhere.
We're done.
It's all
I've been
over.
watching
But
videos.
honestly,
so I went to
guys,
bed.
I mean, we all had a very successful season. You know,
Oh,
I mean,
We shot the most dogs we've ever shot.
I know. I mean, like last year, I thought I did great as my first year. I think I had 2 or 3.
Yep.
Josh, you had 6.
Yep, I had
This
5.
year, I like conquered with 7 myself. A couple foxes. I have yet to get a bobcat.
I
though.
didn't see a lot of foxes this year, though.
No?
But I always started off
I've
with
got a
howls,
Yeah.
and they say that when you do that, typically you scare the hell out of the fox.
I've got a chicken farm where I hunt, and
No,
the
I'm gonna call
foxes
bullshit
are
on
always
that.
there.
With the vocals.
Yeah,
We've done so.
We've called
Sometimes I'll switch it up. I don't always do a howl first. I don't always do a prey distress.
Well, no, but what I'm saying though is that a coyote sound will scare a fox away
Yeah.
because just
I don't
across the
think
street
that's
from
necessarily
shit
true,
fields.
though.
I just didn't see many.
That night with Steve.
Oh, yeah.
and that fox comes running in.
Yeah,
and
we had-
we're paying all coyote sounds.
We thought it was a coyote.
Well, how many times have you guys like played a coyote sound and had a bobcat run in though?
At the end of my set. Well, yeah, right there.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
here.
Just
like the one
distress.
you're holding up right now.
Yeah.
That
I
was,
had
It
that
seems like the
happen with
bobcats
distress.
are pretty much the dominant.
Yeah, we
you
were
know,
calling
predator.
coyotes that night, and that thing that's a sick video too. That thing comes out. That was down there, down south, same field we were in the first time that night, and that thing I could see it. He's like, "Oh, right in front of us," and I'm like looking in the brush, and I could see the heat, but it's distorted. So I go to my scope and I look and I just see the 2 eyes. And I said, man, you better shoot this thing because it is looking right at us.
Yep.
And he fires and it was eyeballs on, eyeballs off. And I'm like, well, it down.
We went out.
It was steaming. I could see it.
We were out in Nassau. Tom's on a coyote. It's like 180. Next thing I know, I turned it to prey distress, and out of the corner of my eye in the thermal, I see something making a beeline and crossed, going right for the call. And he goes, Tony, did you see that? We got a double coming. I'm like, that ain't no coyote. So I look at it, and you could see it super low to the ground, the shoulders,
Cat.
and I'm like, that's a cat.
Yeah.
As soon as it stopped,
So that's what
See,
cats will do.
I've
They won't.
never gotten a cat before. I mean, I'm only my 2nd year in. I'd love to get a cat, but I'd have to say the one that Josh is holding here right now, he turned that thing into a Pez dispenser.
Yeah.
I mean, minus the bottom jaw, of course. They
He
couldn't
shot
save
that cat right. It was. We got
That's a
pictures
hell of a
of it.
shot. How far was that, Josh?
It's what 80 yards.
Yeah, 80, 100 yards
Still, that's
maybe.
a hell of a yard.
In
under
the
pressure.
mouth, 75 grain,
The
and it
VMAX.
never went out the back of its head.
just blew up.
It just shattered the. Well, there's no holes in the back of
There's
its head.
no holes in this.
I thought for sure he decapitated that thing. It's a 243. Nope.
Nope. Hit that bottom jaw,
I
exploded.
think it just
and-
Did we
Explode.
shoot a coyote? We did. We shot a coyote that night too. No, I
don't-
can't
We
remember.
I don't remember now.
I remember I did.
I shot a bobcat at the farm, at my farm, and then we went to the other farm, and you shot a coyote.
Yeah, I shot a coyote.
That was
yeah.
the week or day before season
Mm,
or
no, tournament.
tournament, not season.
Tournament, yeah. That was a week before.
The week before.
Yeah.
I was like, you were like, should we go? Should we not go? I'm like, no, let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
And glad we did. You know,
Oh, yeah.
we shot some big dogs for the tournament, though. I mean, we had the lead for a while, and then magically a 49 and a 50 appeared. I think that when they do those, the weight should be held off until the end.
Yeah, no one should know what. And you know your
I'm
weights,
sorry, I just
but-
don't trust people.
Yeah.
What, you mean like how many fishing weights to jam up their keys?
Yeah. Well, they were, we shot, that one dog was big,
Yeah.
and we got beat by 49
But
and a
you got to
50.
remember, though, you guys shoot them and you got blood loss in the truck. I mean, a pint of blood.
No,
has got some weight.
because we weighed yours.
Yeah, it was 48.
45
when you got
and
there,
change.
it was
45.
less.
And no.
It was the same.
It was
It was the same.
exactly the
no
same.
Did I
tampons
show you that
involved.
Nope.
picture?
Huh? There was no weight loss on. Only one we had lose an ounce or two.
Yeah, mine lost an ounce or two.
Yeah.
But that was it.
Yeah. 48.4.
Yeah, that's big.
What I shoot?
This year was 45 something. Last year was 49.8.
Yeah, the one last year was 50-pound dog.
Yeah.
That thing bled out in the back of the truck.
Oh, definitely.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They leak.
Yeah.
And you're-
blood is weight.
Yeah.
We had a male that we shot out in Cherry Valley, and when we got it home, I mean, it had like missing intestines. It had like blood loss. It was still 44 pounds.
Yeah.
So, and I remember like tugging on it, and I'm like, turned around, and I'm like, God damn.
You
this
always
thing's
know
heavy."
when you're pulling them
Oh
out of the
yeah,
field.
yeah. I'm like, God damn, this thing's big.
That blondie I shot first off the second week of season or whatever. There's video, like Rusty's calling me on the headset. He's like, pick it up like they do in the videos, and I'll, shoot it with my thermal. And I'm like, dude, I can't pick this thing over my head because it was that heavy.
Yeah.
It was a big dog. Sure. Saw that dog today. When
A lot of ticks too this year on him.
That fur, and that's why our fur girl was super happy with that one to mount that one because there was they get a lot of damage in their tail. Dogs always bite their tail, right?
Yeah.
So their guard fur on the end of their tail is always gone. It's always gone. Mine had most of it. Some of it was gone, but it was early.
Yeah,
it was early. So when they start getting a lot of ticks on them as it gets colder, that's when they start digging at themselves. And then it goes when they lose the winter coat and like now coming into their summer coat, they just look bad.
Yeah, that one you shot last Friday night was pretty rough looking, but it wasn't mangy.
I sent a picture of that.
I don't know.
No,
that
it was
one,
not
the
mangy.
first dog this year that Boss Man shot,
Yeah.
it had no hair on its tail. And honestly, I
Mange.
think that dog,
Yeah,
it's funny because it didn't matter what I called. The dog never once looked up at the caller.
No, it was messed
I
up.
think I think they're ill.
I'm thinking that dog was probably deaf.
No, mange. Mange makes them do stupid stuff.
Because this thing, all of a sudden, we're just sitting there, and I can't remember exactly what I was playing, but it just wandered in, and I said,
They get dumb on mange.
Well, Boss Man, he goes, he's like 2 o'clock, and I'm watching it. He let one rip, and he stoned this thing, and, I was just like, we walked up to it, and I'm like, yeah, don't touch that.
Leave it alone. Leave it be.
I grabbed my glove and I took it and I drug it out of his field and threw it in
That's
the
why
brush. And I pretty much didn't want to put my glove back in my pocket.
Well, that's why I buy those.
Away.
I buy those jersey gloves in the big pack because when you have one like that and you toss it, you toss the gloves right there with it. And we carry sanitizer. I mean, it sounds really dumb, but we carry sanitizer in the truck.
Yeah, you never know when the dogs could have that bat COVID.
Well, yeah. We're always eating and snacking in the truck, and I don't want
hands have blood all over them.
Beef jerky. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. All right.
I showed her pictures of that last coyote that we shot that had a whole bunch of white on him. And even though he had a summer coat, she was sad. She was like, man, I really wanted you to bring that here. And I was like, well, you didn't say nothing.
Yeah.
And she was like, well, it's because I don't want. I mean, they get the fur is crap now because it's summer coats.
Yeah.
But his colors were beautiful. Mm-hmm. And that's the same way she's tanning one of the gray ones we shot, or I shot. Looks like a gray wolf. It is all gray. Came from that same spot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that red dog that I sent you guys a video of, it was kind of comical. Me hanging out of a tractor seat screaming, "We're coming for you!
Oh, I watched
We're
that
coming
video.
for you!"
That was
that kind of kicked off the season where
That was
everybody
September.
was all psyched up. Yeah,
Second
everybody
cutting.
was all psyched up. I sat there, I videotaped me screaming at the dog. I was
It's
like,
red. This thing is red.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
red.
It was very red.
It's red. It's a beautiful dog.
He's like, hey, I'm coming for you 60 days. And I'm like,
we had the countdown going on the
group.
One Predator group chat. But, I got really excited. I went down there with Boss Man. I shot a dog. I saw a little bit of red on it. And I got all excited.
Yeah.
I'm like, is this red dog? And I picked him up and I said, well, he's heavy, but not that heavy.
No, it was a big
Red dog's about the size of a German
It's
Shepherd.
a big dog. I watched that
It's the
video
biggest dog
last.
I've ever
No,
seen
I
in my life.
remember seeing the video in the group chat, and they're like, "Come on, you got your gun with you?" He's like, "No, I was in my bedroom packing my shit up." And you're
go.
like, "Oh, he's gone."
Josh, we're there to hunt. We're not there to hunt. We're there to bale hay and get done for the day.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
I was watching that video the other night. I watched them all over. I went all the way back to 2018
Oh, jeez.
with like just video from our cell phones that I took while we were scanning with red lights. So there's red lights going all across the field. And I got a bunch. I got some with the Wraith, and I was just watching videos because now we're having withdrawals, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling
It's
it.
kind of like, what are you going to do at night?
Johnny's still riding around with his stuff in his truck. He's like, the other night he says, "You want to go hunting?" I'm like, "No, Johnny,
No.
we're done.
Season's
We're done.
over.
Woodchucks.
Put it away."
Woodchucks.
Right. So I
Yeah, but
picked up
woodchucks
some
are-
woodchuck ammo. It's sitting here on the counter because the mag's already under the seat in the pickup because it's time for woodchuck.
Like, we've already shot so many, as farmers, we've already shot so many woodchucks in our days. It's just like,
I love it.
it's almost like a competition. I was eating lunch at my dad's house. He's like, "Look at that woodchuck out there. I bet you can't touch it with my 06. Oh, challenge accepted, Pops.
Dad with my old man, his mag and his geese. Why is there dead geese floating in the pond? Well, I didn't think. I started shooting next to them. They wouldn't fly away. Then I put one over them. They still wouldn't fly away. Then I said, "Dad, hell with it. I'll put the crosshairs on, pull the trigger." He says, "That 22 mag you sighted in for me is a laser beam."
Man, I can't.
I folded that goose right up.
CJ, that's got to be almost 200 yards.
Yeah, he shot 2 that day.
Wow,
I'm like,
that's amazing.
so he's like, "You got to go get those geese out of the pond." I'm like, "Okay." Your mother's all mad at me. He's like, "They shit all over the place and the dog rolls in it."
They're so filthy.
They're gross.
Nasty.
Oh, nasty.
So
You know,
he's been
mean.
trying to hit the muskrats now, right?
Yeah.
And he said, "Them little bastards are hard to hit because
Guys,
you
I'll tell you what, man.
you only see the top
had
of
a-
their head."
I don't know what the laws are here,
Thermal.
but I had a
other guys
girl
doing it.
contacted me about a muskrat issue in her pond.
A
And I
lot of
told her,
people are having that.
Yeah,
'Cause
like
nobody
they chew up
traps
the
anymore.
dams and they dam up
Nobody
the
traps.
culvert pipes.
And
And
then
I
they
kinda thought
burrow
about-
underneath and it collapses.
Oh, absolutely. They did it at my father's pond. I was kind of thinking about taking a 22 long rifle and putting a thermal on it to see what would happen.
Expensive 22.
Well, you got to figure $150 1022 Ruger.
Yeah, but you could get a-
versus a $5,500 thermal scope.
But you could really get into something. You could do like something like a rattler, like something cheap.
You don't even need to do
Even-
that. Just use your regular rifle. What difference does it make?
No, as far as
you got to have a thermal for them.
No, that's what I mean.
Yeah, he's
But
saying
just
use your 243.
Just use the 243.
Did you get him? I don't know. He's on Saturn.
I'm just gonna say
He's
this
just
once.
vaporized.
I'm just gonna say this once, gun guy. Residential community.
Oh.
You got to go.
Yeah, you got to have something that
The
sounds
whisper.
like a beer can opening, and not
The
something
whisper.
that sounds like a bazooka going on.
Well, Josh is out.
Yep, I'm done.
Man,
Coordinates received Sunday.
I have never in my life heard a gun so loud. I could have
Boom.
sworn that was a 300 Win mag going off.
No, just
What's
my-
that?
It's
My
gone.
Tika,
It's
man.
amazing.
So fucking.
The worst.
Tika is
The
like-
worst I ever heard was the first night out with him when I shot that coyote with a 308.
Yeah.
A 308 and it just pitch black dark with a red light. Waboo!
And
Listen, we heard
We were in a
heard-
little field. That field's not even 100 yards across.
Not even.
And it echoed like we were still talking, and you hear.
Yeah, but I mean, it was as bad as Steve's 6.5 Creedmoor when he was shooting. I mean, you take a 6.5 Creedmoor, that'll take down an elephant. Is it really suitable for coyote hunting?
A lot of
Absolutely.
people use it. A lot of people use
A
that.
lot of
that,
people
the
use it for
Grendel.
Really?
coyotes.
Yeah.
I don't get
The
it.
muzzle brake on it is the problem.
Right.
We sighted in 3 guns over the weekend. Last weekend before I went out with you.
Yeah.
So you raped 3 guys.
And dude, the muzzle brake was so obnoxious on that Bagara that even with hearing protection on it hurt.
Oh, I bet it hurt the buyer.
So
too.
what? It spreads it out, right? It so it comes out
he
the
spread
end.
them
This
out.
way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look at the muzzle. All you got to do is look at the brake and
Yeah.
see where the holes are.
Right. Well, there's a Bergara at your shop. On the,
300 Win Mag.
Or was there?
Oh, there you go. There's my next Kyle.
no, there's one on the case that's a 300.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's
It is
Oh, I
beautiful.
know, I've seen it.
Like you shoulder that thing on that, it is so perfect.
What is it, like carrying a cinder block around? On
Yeah,
your
it's.
back?
I mean,
It's not heavy.
for what the gun is. It is not heavy. It just feels so good, like the stock how it
It's
is.
I'm trying to think of what
Is
the
it a
chassis is.
stock
It's made out of
chassis?
magnesium. Yeah.
It's stock
Man,
chassis.
Yeah, it's factory from them,
Yeah, they built it.
but it comes with their chassis or an MDT, one or the other, but it's magnesium. And then I think it's got a Trigger Tech diamond trigger in it. The trigger, if you breathe on it,
It's
going.
off.
It's going.
He's like, cycle it. And
That
so I
sounds
open
dangerous.
it, empty, and I'm like, and I just, I mean, it was like you trying to move a ladybug off your kid's arm. Like I was like, what? Boom! Like that thing went off, and I was like,
Listen.
well,
Yeah,
the
but
price
if you
tag
have
on
something
it.
like that, like Sunday night, I have to admit, like as soon as we seen that dog come out and stay in front of us, my Savage just got a double trigger on it. First one depresses the hair trigger. The second one is the trigger. I'm sitting there tickling that thing,
Oh yeah.
and I'm I'm just waiting for CJ. And I'm like, so CJ pulls the trigger, it's game over. I'm sending one.
Yeah. I tried. I failed. I would have had it.
Buddy. It's all right.
Hey, whatever. It was only
Next year, send it.
Yeah. Alpha dog only beat me by one dog. I
had a
said,
good-
"Don't get excited, Steve. It's just one dog."
We had a good time either way.
Oh, it was fun. That was like a tournament, but it was a week long for me. Because he would text me every night. You going out?
Oh,
You going
CJ,
out?
honestly,
you going out? You going
When,
out?
when
I'm
you
like,
showed
yeah.
up the other night, when you went out with Boss Man and I, you looked like a bag of crap.
Yeah, I was tired.
I was like, I think my cousin's on drugs.
I was tired.
I mean, he's like, I think I slept a half hour.
Yeah, I was. Well, I slept until, and the kids were off from school.
Yo.
So they, believe it or not, they were getting up early. But my kids are smart. They weren't coming in like, "Hey, we got to get dressed. Like you guys should be up getting us ready for school."
Hey, Dad, where's the pancakes?
Right, you know what I mean? So they were down here watching TV, and the one morning I woke up at 8:30, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta go, man! I got to go." I work for myself, thank God. And my father was on vacation, so I was safe. He's like, "What'd you get done today?" And I'm like, "Well, man, I gotta tell you."
Well, I ate a half pack of hot dogs.
Oh my God, man, I was so tired. 5 nights in a row, 4 in the morning coming home.
Yeah, buddy, you definitely look rough Saturday night when you showed up.
So Monday night, I told the kids, I was like, "Listen, at 7:00, Daddy's taking a purple gummy from melatonins." I went out and bought a bottle of 10 milligram ones, the big heavy.
Exit light. Enter night.
My wife says to me, that only takes like 20 minutes to kick in. And I'm like, I'm aware.
Perfect.
Man, I took one of those one time and it lingered for me.
Tuesday morning, I
was
got up
terrible.
and I couldn't pick my head up. I
No.
was like paralyzed.
I don't mess with them.
No,
I was paralyzed.
I couldn't sleep the one night.
I've got sleep
Eyes
problems,
crusted
so
over
that
like I
was
had pink eye.
terrible.
Yep.
Like somebody they
Nope.
glued my eyes shut. I was like, man, this is terrible. And the kids are like, "Yeah, we want to play," and I'm like, no, Dad.
Yeah, no.
I was in bed, and they're like, "We're going to bed, Dad." I'm like, "Yep, see ya. I'm already on my
Nighty-night.
way."
I don't even
Yeah.
know how you function Sunday morning and be like, "Yeah, Daddy went out last night and shot the Easter bunny." I mean, that's what I would have said. Yeah, go away, kids.
4. That was, yeah. Well, I got the dad.
So you
away.
went out all week,
Yeah,
Oh, he was.
Monday to Sunday.
yeah,
God, he
till
was
4 in the
rough. He
morning.
looked like a dog. With
And what time
mange.
did you get in every day?
Like 4 in the morning.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then turn around, get up 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
I still-
Everybody's asking me. They're like, "So how do you feel that the season's over with?" I'm like, "I can sleep."
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
I
even
wouldn't.
That. It's
Well, we
kinda
usually
It's kind
re-
of like what I was telling Boss Man tonight or today after work. I'm like, I was like, I don't really know what to do with myself.
Well, no, that's the problem. I don't.
It's like,
happens.
normally I'd be like, hey, I'll pick you up 7
Coyotes
o'clock.
Anonymous. This is like a support group.
I know.
Support
Like, we kind of
Tell
need a
us how
support
you
group
feel.
here.
I,
And, he's like, well, he's like, you get your boat together and we can go striper fishing because that's right around the corner.
Yeah, that's coming up soon.
That's
huh?
what-
So how
that's
many
what I'll be
days has it
working
been
on.
since you shot a coyote?
it's been 10 days since.
It's been 14 days for me. So.
yeah. See, now you keep track of the other way.
Yeah, right.
Oh
I think
my
it's been
God.
about 2-3 weeks for me.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time before.
Whatever Saturday.
Well, and I got to give you props. That last week, I wouldn't let you shoot a damn thing. I'm like,
No,
I'm
man.
sorry.
I know.
I was like, dude, you're spotter, man. You're.
He had
spotter.
me laughing Saturday night because I'm like, you're out. He goes, solo. And so I shoot over in Queens and I sent him because all week
You were
long
shooting
he's
dogs.
huh
You shot dogs that night.
3 night yeah 3
Yeah.
and I kept sending him. It feels like the
Yeah. I
first
stopped.
time. I think he got sick and tired of my messages.
Yeah. Well, I looked for that one for 2 hours.
Oh, and then we looked for
And then
it
we
for
went.
a while the next day.
And that was we're gonna bring you. We're gonna bring you over to the dark side, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah. So the AR-10's going together. 243. We're done.
yeah,
How
we
it-
can.
Yeah, but I love my little gun, man.
You
I
can
really
cause a lot
do.
more damage that way.
We'll see. We're gonna put it together. We're gonna shoot it. See if I can find bullets that I like in it, and I don't know. We'll see. We just might have to buy more scopes. Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
uh,
Pulsar,
yeah.
Thermion.
Yeah, look at him over here waving.
Hey.
He's like, the more units he sells, the Pulsar guy shows up there. They're like, they roll
Gentlemen.
out the red carpet. They're like,
Gentlemen.
Tony,
Pull out your wallets.
you are the #1 seller in the Northeast. Yeah, because all his friends are dumb. Suckers.
You're the owner of that company. I don't think he gives you enough credit, Tony, because you
I really think they should start giving us some free
there
stuff.
should be profit sharing for Tony. Seriously, he put his kids through college.
Yeah,
Ah,
just
they
off
ain't
of us
going
buying
to
They ain't
Pulsars.
going to
They're
college.
just like you.
Civil War would be done by then. Shit.
No, that's good shit. It was good.
Yeah,
I
was-
thought the weather.
We get back here to my house, and Tony's like, you got some really good spots. I'm like, yep, now I got to blindfold you. Great. Here
Well,
we go.
I'm sitting here and I'm like, because I had never been there, and I'm like, bro, these spots are good. You guys got coyotes. You got
Yeah.
plenty of coyotes.
it's
Yeah.
like you got to blindfold
We
and
know.
spin him around 5 times before you can let him get out of the truck.
Well, he'd been to the southern one before, but I told him,
No.
Chip's like, yeah, the one down by your old house.
Oh, by my house, yeah.
Yeah. And we were coming back, and Chip's like, do we got to blindfold this guy before we go? I'm like, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Pull your sock off. We're tired. We're going to blindfold him and gag him. Just gag him for fun, though.
The funny part, though, the absolute funny part, the second spot, though, I'm really surprised it doesn't produce more, seeing how there's a canine rescue right across the street.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Just saying. We're sitting out there calling. I'm like,
We always check him for
what are we
collars.
going to do if there's a shepherd walking out? You know?
Is that a husky?
Johnny shot one. I got video of, but and he
German
told me
shepherd?
no
Husky? Oh.
It looked like a damn husky in the video, and he's like, I was afraid to shoot it, bro. I thought it was like the neighbor's
Is that
dog.
the one that took him forever to
yeah,
shoot?
he was afraid to shoot it because it looks like a
Because
husky.
I literally commented on the group chat, is that thing have a collar on?
Right. Well, so he shot the dog and brings it here the next day, and he's like, "Oh, look what I can do," and I checked it for a collar. I was like, "Man, this thing is."
That thing probably had a microchip in it.
when we were up in that gravel pit across the river,
Yeah.
and I'm walking up to the dog, and Mark Quinto's with me, and Mark goes, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like,
Oh no!
I got the flashlight on it, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's a big dog.
Yeah.
And it was all white. The top of it was like all
Oh my
white.
God! So it looked like a husky.
So, dude, I'm sitting, I'm like
Oh God!
my heart. So I walk up to it, I go, oh, no, that's coyote. Never mind,
Right.
we're good.
Oh,
It's good.
That's it. Did you have her do anything with that one?
No.
With the white on it?
Oh, it's too
No, it was
bad.
pregnant. Had to
So?
What? There's
So?
more
be. No, I
hide
didn't do
there.
anything with that one.
Oh, the white on that? That would have been awesome.
Oh, hell
Like,
yeah.
it was just up in here, but like when you're walking up to it and you got some bright light on it, I was like, what the hell? Oh, The thing that I didn't understand
good
about that
boy.
one is why. So the male must have been dead.
What?
Why would she be out looking for food? Typically,
Well, I mean, she probably wasn't
Oh my God!
totally denned up yet.
Right.
dude, she was very, very. Yeah, but normally, I don't know, man. There was no male there. There was
Right.
no male. Something just didn't seem right about that.
I heard a story from a guy today that picked up a deer for a bait pile that fresh hit. Well, they took some meat off it. Fucking savages.
Ooh.
They opened this doe up and she had twins in her.
It's
Oh, yeah.
tenderized.
Twins. She had twins in her. He was like, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, yeah, they got babies now, guys.
Well, yeah, I mean-
Duh, it's
Oh,
springtime.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I mean,
rut
yeah, today.
Was back
Rut
in
was back in-
November,
yeah, right?
so-
Yeah, this thing had twin bucks in it. In it. Ugh. I can't.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, no way.
But
So that is how we wrapped up our 23-24 season.
oh God, that was loud.
It was. I enjoyed the season.
Honestly,
a lot of travel. A lot of travel.
It's like I
A
told
lot of windshield
CJ.
time.
I really wanted to get back to my roots with my cousin and Josh, and it just so happened a Reaper was there. I've given a Reaper enough money, so I've paid my dues to him.
Right.
So honestly, it was probably a very exhilarating hunt for me. Where my heart has never pounded that hard, either from fear or excitement.
That dog was close, man.
Yeah.
When I heard that dog growl and I slapped Josh, and he
That
turns
was a
around,
close
he's like,
encounter.
Josh is like, "What?" I'm like, "You don't hear that growl?"
Dude, I lift up. I got the headphones on. I can't hear nothing. I lift up
Yeah.
the one side and I look over at Chip, and I'm like, "Why are you doing that call?" He goes, "That's not me. That's a dog." And I'm like,
Honestly, CJ said my face was so freaking
White.
"You were
pale.
white."
He was
I
like,
listen. That dog.
You were like,
that dog was so close. Where
you know what the fur
I'm
girl
like,
said
I,
today?
you know what?
that
my
dog.
first-
That dog smelled the beef jerky
Yeah.
and the Red Bull.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
the
what it was.
Lights.
And my first instinct is, holy shit! I don't have a freaking gun.
Right.
I'm relying on these three guys.
That just missed one.
We just
It's
made
gonna
it
sound like a war zone.
Yeah, we just
I was
made
telling-
Iraq
I
down
was
in
telling
freaking
our-
down south like an hour earlier.
I was
you know?
telling our fur girl about it. She goes, "Please tell me you recorded that." And I'm like, "No, we don't have like a camera."
We don't have a video guy.
Hey guys, also if somebody knows of a good like infrared camera
Yeah, we need.
that's
one of
good
those.
for like maybe 200 yards.
Well, you
like
put that GoPro you posted.
well, that's I want to make sure that it's good before I purchase it because I
he
found
found a
it,
GoPro
Yeah,
that's night vision.
$1,000.
absolutely. If anybody knows of a really good night like a night GoPro or something like that,
Right, that'll work.
that we can use for up and coming possible YouTube channel.
Oh God.
I really like if you guys
Welcome to
could
the
like
shit
drop
show.
into Instagram or something
Yeah,
that's
and, like,
under
tell
one
us.
predator.
One predator
Maybe-
underscore hunts.
Yeah, maybe just drop us a message or something like that. Before I
think-
purchase something, I mean, I don't want to
Well,
go by
I mean-
our gun guys, opinion
Yeah,
here.
we're talking about spending money. He's smiling.
Oh, yeah, talk about spending
Candy.
money. The rest of
Want
us are
some
sitting
candy?
on. Yeah, that's it. The rest of us are sitting on
I gotta-
donuts right now from being sore from them.
Bad.
I'll start bringing the preparation H when you
Oh,
show up.
please do.
You
That-
should really. That would make an awesome get.
that and a
Like,
wire
yeah,
brush to really scratch
like
the
a
bitches.
bottle of Vaseline right by your register. Just put it right there on the counter.
No, that really happened when I went in there to buy my thermal. There was a bottle of hand
It's the
sanitizer.
big bottle.
Oh.
There was a girl sitting there. I said, "Is this Vaseline for about the way you're gonna have your way
my
with me?"
God.
And she started laughing. I was like,
really
"Yup,
should.
I'm feeling the pain already."
You should put on it like make your own label with sticky notes, like Predator Pro or something for all Predator hunters, and it says Vaseline under it.
Because one of the guys were there looking at the thermal scope, so I was there, and Tony's like, "I'm sorry, this one's sold." The guy's like, "How much was that one?" He's like, "Oh, it's around $5,000 or so." And the guy looked at me. I was like, "Oh, brother, you have no idea how
what
much
you're
I've
getting
been
into."
pained here."
You have no idea what rabbit hole you are about to jump down.
Just choose heroin or something like that. It's a lot cheaper.
Drugs are just go with the fentanyl. It'll be quick.
Oh, God. You guys
Get
are
arrested
terrible.
a few times, you're
Don't
still
do
in
drugs,
the green.
kids. Don't listen to these guys.
Oh my goodness.
But anyway, so
Yeah,
unfortunately, it's over.
it's over.
Yeah. Folks, it's been great.
And so we usually record on a Thursday, but I was like, dude, why are we doing? I'm going to bed, and
Yeah.
we'll do it Friday night because
We'll do
Saturday
Friday
I don't
nights.
have to rise so
That's
quickly.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, anyways, this was an interesting one. It's
This
going to
was-
be great.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
We had
So,
fun.
You can find us. This is when you do your bit.
This is me.
Yeah.
Okay. Facebook.
Facebook.
One Predator. TikTok, Instagram. One Predator _hunts.
Yep.
The podcast is on Spotify, Amazon, Apple, YouTube. There's a bunch of other ones on there too. That when you sign up for Apple Castbox, I can't think of.
Oh, there's more apps that go along.
There's
with it.
more apps
Yeah,
that go
pretty
along
much
with
just
it.
go in and hit your
Yeah,
little
whatever
Google
your
button and it'll
whatever
pop
your
up.
favorite podcast app
Right.
is, give it a search. If not, you can find us on another one.
Well, you must have found us if you're listening to us.
Yes, but
May
Don't
God have
hesitate
mercy
to
on
leave
your
us some
souls.
stars,
May God
too.
have mercy.
but
Well, anyway. Thanks for listening to the One Predator podcast, and we'll catch you on the next one.